Hi, everybody. Welcome to FNS Wrestling Podcast, episode 311. Back with my co-host and teenage son to talk about another week of professional wrestling. We always talk about Dynamite. We'll talk about NXT. We are going to definitely add some discussion of Forbidden Door.
Indeed.
Another pretty terrific pay-per-view, not to spoil my overall thoughts, but pretty great stuff again from them. So we'll talk about that. We'll do some news. We'll do some trivia. Timestamps, if you look in the description, you can navigate to whatever you'd like to listen to. Before we get into wrestling, we are in the midst of a heat wave, yes?
It's terrible.
It's crazy. And it's not just us. It's kind of a common thing, I think. So
I would imagine, yeah.
Texting Bark in Ohio. He was saying it's incredibly hot down there. So it's just a thing. But it's funny. It just coincided with your brother starting his first ever real job, which is doing construction. So 10-hour days.
Poor guy.
40 whatever degrees Celsius. I think it's like 100. I looked it up. It's like 104 degrees Fahrenheit, I think.
So like hotter
for our
than a hot
American listeners. So yeah, he's been doing 10-hour days out in that sun. So that's been pretty poorly timed for him to start his job and the weather to be.
I get to work in air conditioning in a cooler, so.
Right. You just have to walk not even 10 minutes.
It's just over. It's probably
in the
12.
And I've been playing lots of pickleball and some disc golf as I am summering pretty hard, and then pool time and whatnot. I don't know. And you've just been working a bunch, I think, eh?
Yep.
Anything else new and exciting?
I
did watch Great American Bash. I know it's wrestling.
I did not.
But I don't want to go over it in depth. Main event was good.
Was the main event the women?
Yes, it was.
Okay,
Tony D retained. It was mid, and his finish just kind of came out of nowhere, and then it was over. But
you get another match. It's fine.
Naraku's not done with him, although it felt like he should be, because it was like not very long, and you lost clean. But I don't know. Anyways, I guess we'll see.
Sounds exciting.
You finally drove the new car.
That was the thing I did, yes.
And you like?
It's odd.
It is odd at first.
It's not bad, though.
We went full.
I'll get used to it.
We went full electric. I don't know if we mentioned it. And
I
at
feel
some
like
day,
you would have had to, just because the
part of the experience is
strife
having
with
a
it.
charger for it at your house, which we don't
that
have,
is the
but that'll be
thing.
nice when it comes and we get it
if it
installed.
comes.
Yeah, so it's a bit of a learning curve. It's pretty gimmicky
Yeah,
and
it's-
gadgety.
It's it's very strange so far.
Not using a brake pedals. The
I
hardest.
still am a bit.
Yeah. You won't need to once you get used to it. You'll
Yeah,
see.
eventually. I imagine we'll get there.
Yeah, I don't know. We probably have a lot of wrestling to talk about, so let's do it. Okay, first segment, as always, we'll talk about some of the week's wrestling news and rumors. Terrible week to find news stuff. I don't know what you
I thought it was a little brutal. My news mostly consists of me ranting about main roster.
Okay, good, because I don't have much to say later on in the show, so that actually works out perfectly. So then I'll steal the TNA stuff.
Because it's so interesting.
Eric Young released, Santana done and gone. Reports that WWE is interested in Eric Young, you said,
Both
as
of them, I guess.
a player coach. Santana, we're not surprised.
Yeah.
We knew
Eric
that
Young,
was coming.
They said it's going to be like Sean Spears, pretty much.
Yeah, so he's there and then involved in training, coaching, maybe behind the scenes stuff as well, which I guess makes sense. But
Okay, cool.
it's what we said, like anybody that they want, they're just going to now take from TNA, and it's easier.
Even Eric Young.
And they can like have them audition for them while the other company still pays them, which is the crazy part, right? Like,
Yeah, and I was saying to you, like, obviously Eric Young's not a big get or anything, but
No.
I feel like for TNA, it's kind of an interesting loss because he's an original and because he is someone with a lot of history there. So I feel like it is somewhat of a significant loss for TNA. It's just not going to be a significant gain for
that's what
anybody else.
exactly what I was going to say. It's a pretty big loss for TNA, but not a very significant gain for.
So it really only serves to hurt TNA
Yeah.
and not really help anyone else.
That's right.
ton.
Yeah, and then
So-
Santana, we knew that the writing was on the wall.
Yeah, and then he
right?
lost.
So,
He lost the world title to Nemeth,
so that makes sense.
so I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
The first one I had was probably the biggest shock of the weekend was Sami Zayn winning the WWE title.
Yes,
I like.
2 years too late.
Yeah.
Super happy for him. Love
Few
Sammy,
years too late.
but
It felt like one of the first shocking decisions they've made in like a long time.
Yeah.
I was really surprised. Because I was like, either Cody wins or maybe Gunther wins that triple threat, but Zayn ended up winning, and I would have thought he would have been fodder for Oba, but that doesn't seem to be the case anymore. More on that later.
mhm.
Apparently, they wanted to wait until Saudi Mania next year to do that. Obviously, because he's like, because of global politics now, he's like hometown hero there.
over there when he wasn't allowed to go
Literally
there.
wasn't allowed there the first like.
So what are
couple
you saying? A
years.
year-long title reign?
No, that they wanted to crown him
Oh,
as champion
initially.
there. They moved it up.
Okay.
And so SmackDown's tapes, we already know what happened there. Cody beat Jay to get a title shot. So Cody's already got his rematch for next Monday, which means Sami Zayn will have the title for only just over a week. I did the math. I think it's 9 days.
You think it's happening?
He's not beating Cody one-on-one.
Yeah.
Unless there's like insane shenanigans, like if CM Punk comes back to screw Cody for
some
some
reason. Could Kevin
reason.
Owens come and help do something? No,
he's not. I don't think so. I'm super happy for him. I mean, no matter what, it's a great moment that he deserved. But I think it's hilarious and lame that he's just gonna lose it like a week later. It's like the most here, bud, title win ever.
Yeah, if that does happen, that sucks.
Like that's even dirtier than how they did McIntyre.
You can't take away that he's a champion, at least.
Yes, and I thought they did McIntyre really dirty this year, but at
Mhm.
least McIntyre held it for like, I want to say like 50 something days. Like at least he had like a couple months or something.
The problem is, right, they've created this world where there's only a couple believable company people that they're gonna feature.
Roman, Punk, Cody.
That's basically it. And then you've got like Gunther's close, but they're not committed, even though they should be probably.
I would say the same for McIntyre. He's less close than Gunther,
Yes.
but also should be.
Right. But they won't.
And then
Sammy's beneath that somewhere.
Sammy's definitely beneath that. I'd say Seth is also kind of at the Gunther McIntyre level.
This is like a career achievement sort of.
Well, and so I'll mention it when I talk about my next thing too, but I was watching a video from Jack the Jobber, one of the guys who used to be in Cultaholic. And it was basically just about like WWE doesn't know how to push people anymore.
No.
Because one of the things he mentions is like they set up a thing where you have to like, if you don't climb the ladder at every rung, it's like you're not doing it right. And if you're not listening to everything, the old agents say, like, Michael Hayes and all those kind of people,
they're so in tune with everything.
You have to listen to them, and like you have to be a super company guy. It's like, and they don't really want to push anybody new, and because especially Nick Khan's like, the thing is, it's whoever makes the most money, and they're gonna rely on that until
they don't.
It runs dry.
Yeah.
But then it's you spend so much time focusing on Cody making you money and Roman making you money. It's like you haven't set up other people to fill that spot. And I think he also made a good point that because the roster's so top heavy, like we're saying, you have the top guys like Cody, Punk, Roman, and like maybe a couple others at that top level, like adjacent at least. But then there's like such a wide gap between them and like the mid card.
There is.
There's no like upper mid card really.
No.
It's like, and so then he made the point that like now that Punk's been gone for a bit, you really notice it.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's been a lull in creative. I'm not saying that's just because Punk's gone, but like you do notice that he's gone because I don't like the guy, but because they've got so few tippy top guys like that, and you feel it.
And not that that's talent's fault. There's tons of talent.
No,
there.
it's just like it's
beyond that,
impossible to like really break through the glass ceiling now. It's like, for example, like with AEW, Ospreay was gone for a decent bit, and I won't say I didn't notice, but like it wasn't horribly noticeable when Ospreay was gone because the roster's so deep. Switchblade was gone for a long ass time, and obviously I noticed it because it got egregious, but like we're not in dire straits at the main event team without him. When Fletcher got injured for a month or two, obviously that was freakishly quick, but even still, it's like we can still thrive without these guys because the top of the card is so incredible. Like when Swerve was injured, we're still fine. Like you could look at a pay-per-view like Forbidden Door when we're missing Hangman and we're missing certain people, but like it's still an insane show because AEW, their roster is so much more fleshed out at every level.
They took the time to convince all of us that they have like 6, 8,
Numerous
10 dudes
guys
who can be top guys.
Right. And they put decent focus on every division. Now, maybe like the women's division, for example, isn't as focused as other divisions, but they still have like believable champions in that division.
Yep.
They still have like their focus is more evenly spread, I feel like. But yeah, like Sammy, that's why it's so surprising because he's not in that upper echelon. So it's like, it's kind of
they're giving him a taste, yeah.
And like they're just gonna go back to Cody again because they've literally done it. Like Cody, even with Cody, the push they kind of messed up because they had him win it a year too late.
Yeah.
Remember they had him lose the first time to Roman,
Yes.
and then they did the big Bloodline rules thing, and everyone loved it, yada, yada, yada. He won the belt then, sure. Then he lost it to Cena, and it's okay, cool, that's something different. Even though it's not a new star, but it was different. Then he won it back. And it's like, oh, cool, he lost it to Drew. Then he won it back. Even though he wasn't supposed to get any more title shots, and that was a whole stupid thing of its own. But now he loses it here. He's going to win it back.
Yeah. It's not like Sammy's a young guy, so it's not one of those let's give him a quick title run so then, his hat's in the ring.
It's
this
like,
is a legacy.
Give him a title run, so now he can say he's a Grand Slam champion. We can stop
Right.
saying he never won a world title.
Right.
It's just to check those kinds of boxes.
It's just too late, unfortunately.
And
super happy for him.
You know the cherry on top?
Hmm.
You know what they're going to build to for SummerSlam?
What?
For Cody? You want to take one guess?
Cody and, I don't know, Seth Rollins.
No.
Who?
Think Punk.
Punk? Oh, because he's going over there, right? Yeah, that's right.
It's Rollins, Roman, Cody, Punk.
Yeah, those parts are interchangeable, and then that's it.
Easiest thing ever. Actually, we're gonna keep on this main roster
Go
train. So Oba Femi won King of the Ring, also notable in that show.
Yeah.
And then he relinquished his title shot. And this was reportedly always the plan. So it's not even like they made a stupid audible. We can now confirm that their stupidity was always planned. So apparently it's because they want to make Oba versus Roman the biggest match possible. Right. Okay. That's a noble thing to want to do.
Yeah.
I get that. Okay, I want to save it for a later time. Maybe Mania next year. Sure. Cool. Great. And maybe they don't want to give any of the world titles to Oba right now because they have plans. Now, I'm not saying it's a good thing, but maybe they just really want to keep the belts on Roman and Cody right now. Because when don't they? There's a reasonable universe though, I think. It's not the perfect universe, but there's a reasonable universe, I think, where Oba's push survives the year without a world title. You can do that.
You can.
I don't think they can, but one could.
Yes.
And that's all fine and dandy. But then I ask you, why did he win King in the Ring? When the whole point is for that to set up a challenger for SummerSlam. I get that, okay, cool. It's a show of dominance that he won this tournament, and after just debuting on the main roster, he got some big wins in that, and he got a major accolade super early. That's cool. But it's all in vain if he's not going to use it to go for a world title. The accolade doesn't mean anything if it's not used. It's like if he won the Rumble, if he debuted on the main roster and won the Rumble right away, and you're just nah. It doesn't make sense.
And going forward, they're going to have trouble convincing me how important King of the Ring is.
If
next
you could
year,
just throw it away to wrestle Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
You could have given him, instead of doing this, if you want to keep his momentum going after he just lost to Brock, which, yeah, he just lost to Brock in Italy, so you've already, thrown a loss at him. You could have just given him some mini feud where maybe Lesnar gets involved or something, and then Oba gets some big wins in that, and then we prime him for the Lesnar rubber match. That's fine. Because we could have done that instead of wasting King of the Ring when now, again, the whole point is that you're setting up the world title challenger for SummerSlam. It's Rumble, Mania, King of the Ring, SummerSlam, right? And what bothers me even more about this is that the rumor for King of the Ring was that Rollins was going to win. Remember, that was the initial rumor. I was like, okay, they're doing that to set up Rollins' reigns. To retread.
Doing that anyways.
Exactly. Rollins in advance, so I was like, okay, it's going to be Oba. But then Oba relinquishes his title shot, and Rollins and Reigns are fighting anyways? That's so stupid. Why didn't we just have Rollins win the whole thing instead of the Roman match? And the funniest thing, too, is that you can't even justify that, it's a single elimination tournament, Oba has to lose. The first round was 4-way matches. Oba didn't have to lose.
Or Brock comes in and blows it up.
Sure.
And you get to the same place.
Then he could have lost in the semifinals maybe. And if he would have to lose a singles match, but you already have him lose to Brock, so the seal's broken. But if you want to have him lose in the first round, guess what? He didn't have to be involved at all because I don't know if you know this, you don't have to be involved in a decision to lose a 4-way match.
Correct.
And so again, it connects back to what I was talking about in that YouTube video I watched. The whole thing just seems so counterintuitive pushing Oba. It's you want to give him this big thing, but then you're making it all for nothing. So does it really push him? No. And also, you just lost to Brock. And then also, this sets up a Hell in a Cell match with Brock at SummerSlam, which is cool, good, cool, awesome.
Yeah,
Lesnar gets to retire again. I don't care. I'm not going to watch that, probably.
I forgot Lesnar's retired.
Right?
He's doing all this for a retired guy. Good for him.
Just for the love of the game.
For the the children.
It's so stupid, the way they do things now. And Jack made a good point in that video, too. They've really neutered Jacob Fatu. They put him in a death spot by having him be Roman's first challenger after Mania because Roman was never going to lose that.
No.
And now he's basically just Roman's lapdog because we're doing Bloodline stuff again, which, it's not in my news, but apparently Zilla Fatu's coming, so more Bloodline.
And Jacob is really good in that role, don't get me wrong, but he deserves better.
And we also already saw him do this with Solo.
Yes, he did.
He already did this with
He's
Solo
supposed to be past this already.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I'd argue they neutered Breaker, too.
He is definitely the blooms off the rose a little there, as they say.
The vision sucks.
And he's just not... He came in as can't miss, and by now he should be some sort of champion. And because
I would argue they waited too late. They did
sure.
They did that too. They did give him the Intercontinental title twice, but they also didn't do a ton with it. I argue they're making Penta do more with it, and Dom did more with it than
he doesn't
Breaker did.
feel like a guy that they're fully behind.
which is so weird because he does feel
He's
can't
exactly-
miss, and he's second generation.
Yeah.
What else more do you want?
He's not.
And he's football.
He's not the sports entertainer they want.
He's
Maybe
not
I don't know.
though.
I know.
And like they've neutered Breaker, they've neutered Fatu. I'm worried about Oba a little bit.
I think he can miss. I don't think.
Okay, yes, but like
he's very good on the mic.
They're still screwing it up though.
They're not maximizing him. Probably.
They're still screwing it up. And like they've neutered Knight too, which of course they did.
I think they wanted to.
I think they did too. I'm not surprised.
I
But
think
it's just
that
like,
was proven a point.
But that's like another thing where it's like that's another star you could have had.
Yeah, but they don't want him. He did not make his name there.
He also like they didn't plan for him to get that over.
And he is a sports entertainer. Like
that's
he's
the thing that baffles me.
He's exactly what they want, which is part of why I think that they wanted to do this to him.
But that makes zero sense. I mean, kind of makes sense for them for it to make zero sense. But Knight's like such a proto sports entertainer.
If you didn't know better and you're like he was made in the WWE system, you would believe that 100%.
And they could easily just like allow that because a lot of their fans are casual. But I guarantee a lot of people didn't know Eli Drake.
Yeah, I know.
But they're stupid. So, anyways, yeah, the whole Oba thing baffled me. Like, I saw them do that on Raw and I was just like, you've got to be kidding me.
Even the narrative now, sorry to stay on Knight, seems to be that he botches all the time. And I feel like that's forced too.
It is because, yeah, he's botched sometimes, but like, if you were to space them out timeline-wise, I guarantee it's not.
Right.
The narrative is false.
Like, he slips on the ropes a lot.
But he's also doing, like, that spot where he, like, jumps up the ropes really fast.
Yeah.
I'm willing to bet that's pretty hard.
Yeah, and sweaty if you're in other matches and stuff, right?
And especially with the Unreal series, they really threw him under the bus.
Yes.
With the last.
I think it was deliberate.
Oh, that felt deliberate 100%.
Yeah.
And then, like, not giving Money in the Bank twice, and like, even still, they're pushing Money in the Bank back over the year. I don't even care who wins Money in the Bank this time.
They waited, like with Sammy too, right? They don't want to strike when they're hot because that's not them deciding. That's them being told by the fans, like, you should do it now. We're like, no.
Right.
We'll wait.
It's like even with Cody, like they decided to wait another year.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, we know better than you. We know you want it now, but that's
so dumb because it's like, again, like the Oba thing, it's counterintuitive. It's like Brodito were hot, so okay, let's give them the tag titles.
Yeah, exactly.
Like the Takeshita Okada thing's hot, right? Like we'll stretch it. That was stretched out well.
It's listening to the fans versus telling the fans.
Original Dark Order sucks. We're gonna change it.
Mm-hmm.
Like maybe like if let's say Blackheart, Leo Rush caught on. Let's do more with it.
Even I would say Saraya because I think they thought that they were gonna, because they threw money at her, and I think they thought.
I agree.
People love Paige and are nostalgic for Paige, and she's still got it, and they pulled the plug on it at some point.
They did. They gave her like that hometown title win and not much else,
yeah.
Right? So like, yeah, because obviously if they don't decide to push someone WWE, then
that's right.
Why would you? But because why strike when the iron's high? You might make money then.
That's right. They don't need to make money.
That's the funny part to me, dude. They're all about money,
but that's not the revenue stream they're interested in.
I guess so, but like, still, would you not want more money anyways?
They've got the TV contract, don't need ratings.
They've got the ticket sales still kind of.
So where
sales?
What is there?
I don't know.
We just keep force feeding you stuff and our profits keep going amazing. Why would we change course?
I guess so. It's
right. I was thinking that this weekend. If you in good faith watch AEW pay-per-views and you watch WWE PLEs and you still say WWE is better, like, I can't have a conversation with you.
I can't talk to you.
Because we're in different universes.
That's what I was saying to Lily when her friend, I remember I told you her friend recognized my AEW shirt. I was like saying to her, like, okay, I find a wrestling fan, cool, good, but you start talking to me about WWE, you've lost me. But like you recognize an AEW shirt, I'm like, okay, now we can talk.
I just want to meet people who, again, and that I think is the hard part, watch an AEW pay-per-view in good faith, right? Like, just open-minded, not here with an agenda.
Yeah, but you're gonna give it a chance,
which I think is impossible. But if they still say nope, WWE's better, I just don't understand.
Like, I know it's not out yet, but like I would love to compare it's done all into Mania this year, because Mania got panned a lot for all like the ads and stuff, right?
And that's the problem. You can tell me you like their in-ring style better, and I'll listen to you. I won't agree with you, but I'll listen to you. But the product is what I'm saying. The lack of ads on AEW, it is back, and you can say it's too long.
The efficiency,
for
too.
sure, but it is back-to-back matches with meaningful recaps and then a match. And WWE is ads and sponsorships and nonsense for literally half or more.
Yeah, I
don't know.
Like, I get the PLEs are short, and I got some people like, oh, I don't want to stay up that late for an AEW pay-per-view. I kind of get that, but at the same time, when I'm being thoroughly entertained, I'll stay up as late as you want me
With
to.
a main event like that, your energy comes back, I find, even after 4.5 hours or whatever.
Especially when they're pacing the show really well, like they did with Double or Nothing, because that was the really well-paced one as well, and that one was okay. It's like, sure, you're going a while, but like you're keeping me there.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, like first off, I couldn't tell you the last time I really watched a PLE. I actually could. It was SummerSlam last year, so it's been almost a year now, which is crazy.
I was watching them periodically.
And you watched a bit of Mania, did you not? Or did you not?
I watched a couple matches. I did watch a
Punk
couple.
Roman, didn't you?
Wasn't there a ladder match that was good?
Yes, that was.
I watched that. I watched Punk.
But like, I haven't sniffed a PLE since SummerSlam, and I really haven't missed it. Because I remember SummerSlam was the 2-night one, which was a slog. And I remember like some of the ads being unbearable. Remember that Pizza Hut one with Nikki Bella and a bunch of the mid-carders? That was just like
watching it live is just like, you couldn't pay me. Well, you could, but it would require more than you expect.
I won't do it, but I think it'd be funny if we did that for SummerSlam, because like, a year later since the last time I watched it, and just watch it live just to see how much I want to die.
It's tough. You would be on your phone so much.
I'm like, because like even with Forbidden Door, I'm on my phone a bit. Like it's just gonna happen.
You are of that age.
I'm still like making an effort though to like watch, and like if I miss a spot or two, I'm like actually like, oh crap, I missed a spot. Yes. But with the PLE, I could like SummerSlam. If I watched it this year, I could stay on my phone the whole time without skipping a beat, and I would not care.
No.
In fact, if you put that on while I'm on my phone, I'd probably be annoyed that we weren't watching The Office or something.
It's like when you walk in and NXT is on, you're like, gross.
I did like, right? Like it's just I can't. Yeah. It's not. I don't want it. I don't have any more news. I forgot that's what we're doing.
Only other thing I'll talk about is Vikingo apparently injured at NXT.
Before NXT, because he didn't have his match, right?
Yeah, which is because I was wondering, like, why did they promote that match and then it's not happening, right?
So I think something.
Yeah.
But the funny part with that is too, then they're advertising him for SmackDown tonight, but SmackDown was taped, so maybe that's when he got injured.
Right. I read something like warming up for the show or something like that.
That's what I saw.
Preparing for his match is what I had in my notes. Only other thing, just because we love her, is Shayna Baszler announced for Rev Pro. They're doing a women's Grand Prix.
Very cool.
8 women in it. She was number 5. Announced also in it. Whatever Zoe Stark's current name is.
Is she back to Lacey Ryan?
I don't know, but she's also in
Let me see.
So good for Shayna Baszler. She's won
I do love Shayna Baszler.
She should be gainfully employed in wrestling somewhere and dominating a women's division somewhere.
What's Zoe Serrano?
That's what it was.
Yeah. Oh, because that's her real last name.
So I guess the first thing we need to do before we get to Dynamite, obviously, would be going back in time about a few days, almost a week.
Less than a week.
Less than a week.
5 days.
To another AEW pay-per-view that I do not regret paying for. So we'll do that now. We'll talk about AEW Forbidden Door. All right, so did not sort of watch the pre-show. I think I was prepping nachos and stuff.
I saw like part of it.
So nothing really of note, I don't think.
I think it's funny that we pay full for these and then like it's still more worth it.
Yeah.
I mean, with WWE, at least if you're in the States now, you're going to be paying like however much a month for ESPN. So really it's like almost as bad for a worse product. So
I guess. Thoughts on the venue?
Noise.
I didn't really I just thought you would.
I thought the stage was bland. It was.
You did. I remember you saying that.
A big screen with a couple small screens on the sides. Stage not very interesting.
Yeah. So I did not take notes on the action. I just kind of watched it and enjoyed it. So if you remember any details, feel free to add them in there because you have a better memory than me at this point. But the opener was the
3-way tag.
Unbound Company, right? Which is
Takagi and Titan.
Right. Titan was kind of cool. El Sky Team.
He looked like the way he was built and the way he was wearing black. He looked like he was Yuta in a mask.
A little bit.
which was Mystico and Dorada, who just won the ROH tag titles before this.
Right. And the Young Bucks.
Who are the Young Bucks.
So, again, we'll do over-under accurate, so you could pull that up,
right.
and as well as our results, which, spoiler alert, I picked every match right again. For the second pay-per-view, what is that, like 17 matches straight I've picked now for this? So, yeah, the Bucks win. They won with the Meltzer driver to Teton after about 18 minutes.
I thought it was a fun opener. It
Me
made
too.
sense to put it there because it's just like a lot of eye-catching action with not much story in there. There were a couple of sloppy spots, like they tried to do, I think it was Dorada went for like a Hurricane Rana to Teton to the floor under the pile. That almost went wonky, but they saved it well enough. I thought like there were a couple of spots that didn't connect perfectly, but generally speaking, it was like a pretty breezy opener that was fun.
Yeah, and that was my big complaint too, is that there was like no build to this, but like super fast paced, really
kind of
entertaining.
like Forbidden Door thing for Forbidden Door's sake, so it's like, you know, nothing that bad here. It's pretty harmless.
And then Takagi's in there as like the heavy hitter of the bunch, right? So he's like dishing out really physical stuff.
Yeah,
where
I even
everybody else.
I remember making the point that like he's the one kind of stands out here stylistically.
Yes,
and so I like
for
that.
sure. I thought it was a lot of fun. Good choice for the opener.
Yeah, I kind of figured it'd be this or like maybe Cope and Cage.
Yeah,
because they tend to like really get the crowd hyped up.
Yeah, and I think the Bucks are getting the win here. They're being built for a tag title match.
Yeah, that was my initial instinct, and then I went against it.
So how many points did you have that for?
I had 1 on this.
Oh, so
you had 2.
Doesn't hurt.
But
much.
I think we picked everything else the same. So spoiler, that was the deciding match right out of the gate, which I thought that was really funny. So I was like, great way to like shoot my.
The only match we disagreed
right
on, and it was the first match, so I win, and perfect.
It just kills the drama for the picks right away.
Over under accurate?
7.68 from Cage Match, and we do have Meltzer ratings. Yay!
I am,
except for one match for some reason.
7.68. I'm accurate with that. I went 3 3/4. Like I thought it was very good.
I'd probably go 3.5 just because there's nothing super tangible to latch onto in terms of story and whatever. And it was still fun. I really like it, but I don't know. I wasn't.
And
quite
how
there
long
for
was
me.
it? Does it say there?
17:53.
Okay, what was Meltzer? You did say we have Meltzer.
4 3/4.
Wow.
I did
Meltzer.
read that right. Yeah. Also, just a note right now, for some reason the only one that isn't here for the Observer is Mane Maya World. I don't know why.
Because it's infinite star rating. He's still figuring out exactly.
That one's like
that. It's like 686,412.
Yeah. Okay.
He just has to.
4
pin it
3/4
down.
is
That's crazy. He does love him some AEW though.
And that one's also New Japan, and I don't know how he feels about CMLL, but
apparently loves it. I'm gonna say 'cause that's crazy. Like, wow, you're saying it's like no. I was gonna say almost a perfect tag match, but no, because you're infinite. So again, it's garbage basically.
The perfect 3-way tag.
Second match, that really one of the ones that this felt like a Forbidden Door thing,
but like in the good way.
In the good way. So it is Zack Sabre Jr. taking on Kenny Omega.
I really liked Omega's ring gear.
The only note I have is Global Implications match. They let us know.
Didn't
I don't
Excalibur say that about? He said that about the 3-way tag at some point too. A lot of these matches have global implications.
Yeah. I don't know. We didn't get specifically what those are, but just know that they're
or
there.
what that means at all.
So,
I thought this was a really great match.
I love.
You had Sabre targeting what was Omega's arm a lot, right?
I love this. Yeah.
I think we both. You said it. I think we both kind of concurred that this is the kind of Sabre match that I like to see.
Oh, absolutely. So,
because he is going technical, he's working Omega's arm, he's using his like technical mastery to like damage Omega. But then Omega's, I think the way you put it was, he's so good that Sabre can't just
do that.
He has to
engage in something else.
Standard wrestling like strikes and like some bigger moves. And so I thought Omega brought out of Sabre exactly what I knew he would, and that was that like the pro wrestling drama that Sabre is sometimes missing.
Yes, and Omega wins with the One-Winged Angel right after 27 minutes, and
I thought got a good amount of time. I thought that was a really good choice.
I liked this a ton, and I was wondering there was a decent chance that this would be what I would say was the best match on the show coming out at the second match, which is crazy.
I knew it wasn't going to be the best match, but it was definitely up there.
But yes, this is the Sabre I enjoy as well.
It was excellent, yeah.
And Omega was really convincing as the guy like being pushed to the brink.
Yeah.
And saw,
but just being that much better enough to win, right?
And then Sabre's like super desperate to put Kenny away by the end, which you can see because he kind of
there was some really cool near
cocky
falls,
early, and then he's not. He's a little
doing the cocky young punks thing. Yeah.
So I thought this was like a peak Forbidden Door match thing.
Excellent match, yeah.
tough match to top, and it's only the second one on the card.
Yeah.
So I feel like I'm going to be slightly higher than you on this. But
Okay. 8.92 from Cage Match.
I am accurate. I went 4.5 stars. I thought this was
gonna go
awesome.
4.5 as well.
And what was the melts? 5 3/4?
Apparently, it's as good as the opener. It's
Wow.
4 3/4.
4 3/4. Same match. Same.
Same as it's just as good as the opener.
This match. This is one I would say go out and watch.
I agree. It's especially if you're someone who hasn't seen a lot of Saber. This is like just the right amount of Saber.
Yes,
I think.
great opponent for him.
Yeah.
Then we move into Continental Championship match, right? It's Bandito challenging Moxley.
Which was one I was really excited for just because of the styles contrast. And I feel like they've done a really good job with Moxley's Continental run and giving him such a variety of opponents. Like he's been facing I think he faced Davis, he faced Takeshita, Ace Austin, right? I don't know. He's faced other people too. Shane Taylor. I don't know.
Oh, yeah. He buried the lead there. Shane Taylor.
I don't know. There's other people, but like I feel like he's gotten a decent variety. Oh, Clone was one of them.
That's true.
Give me some more Clone, man. Apparently, the original plan for this match was Callum Newman, which I think would have been kind of cool too. Maybe less interesting than Bandito, but more fitting for the show.
More Forbidden Doorsy for sure.
And also Newman Ospreay. Like I feel like I do kind of wish they could have gone with that. I think Newman's probably still hurt. Is probably the reason why they didn't. Because like it just would have been interesting from a story perspective, and I think Newman still. I do want to see more of him, so I thought it would have been cool. But I'm not ever going to complain about Bandito being slotted in anywhere. So.
No, never. The crowd was a little quiet to start this. I think there was a lot of energy expended in the match before. And my only other note before the finish is white gear on Bandito means blood. I was pretty sure.
And his mask got ripped. Like it risked.
His face was out
showing
for
his
a bit.
face. Yeah.
Very close.
But like it was a much more grittier match than we usually see from Bandito. Moxley par for the course and excellently so. But it kind of brought that grittier side of Bandito, and I thought there was some good drama towards the end.
There was.
And it like I expected, it was a really good styles contrast. Obviously not really touching the match before this, but still excellent.
And a really good match. So Bandito
and Moxley obviously wins.
Bandito powers out of a Moxley choke, right? Falls backward with all his weight. Moxley manages to
I really like that finish.
Stay
I thought
on
that
the
was
choke.
Cool. It made Bandito look really valiant.
Yes.
Moxley. It made Moxley look that much better.
So Bandito passes out. Moxley wins 18 minutes. I thought
Excellent.
The first half was Moxley in control with basic, just brutal offense. And then Bandito's bloody and his mask is like torn wide open. And the crowd's anticipating Bandito getting his chance. And then he gets started a couple times, but then kind of gets cut off by more like just blunt stuff from Moxley.
Yeah.
The moonsault fall away slam or whatever.
Always good.
That near fall was incredible. Moxley holding onto the choke, like you said, is a nice way to
I thought that was a really
protect
excellent finish. Yeah.
Bandito.
And I was expecting then here, I was like, oh, Switchblade's going to come back and attack Moxley. So I was really excited for that. And then, of course, I got snubbed again.
And as we've noticed, or noted
Once
too,
more.
you did get you were disappointed for a little bit at least.
Again.
Moxie's sort of slipping in and out of heel, right? Back and forth, whatever.
He does handshake Bandito. Like, he goes super heel in the match and then he shakes Bandito's hand. Some people are going to complain about that for sure. I find his character so interesting at this stage because he can't do both ways and he somehow just manages to slip in and out of each role, and I think it's really interesting.
It is. Over under accurate on this sucker.
8.32.
I guess I'm slightly under. I went 4 stars. I thought it was excellent.
I'm between 4 and a 4.25.
That's fair.
I would have liked a longer, maybe to go higher. So I'll agree with you on that one. I think I'll stay even with you.
And the melts, Uncle Dave.
Apparently, it's as good as the first 2 matches. It's also 4 3/4.
Wow, he is loving life.
I mean, good for him.
Then we move into one that I will say right off the rip, I was very pleasantly surprised by.
I agree.
Someone's performance in this.
Pac.
So it's Pac Umino. Was it for the IWGP? It was,
title,
right?
Yeah, it's the only New Japan title on the line here.
So this went 17 minutes. Shota retained, as we both predicted. Paradigm Shift, Northern Lights Bomb.
There was
for the
one
win.
Spot where Pac hit Shooter with a snap German. Fighting Spirit, he gets back up. Then Pac does it again. Fighting Spirit gets back up, but then he collapses. Then Pac with an awesome bomb through the table on the ringside, which looked awesome because he just like winged it.
Yeah.
Remember, he didn't really look at all.
It was like he just grabbed him.
He just grabbed him and
him.
just chucked him. Yeah. There were some really heavy strikes from Shooter at one point.
Yes.
Like, I'll say it, Shooter kind of won me over here.
He looked really good in this.
I thought he looked leagues better than he did against Saber in that match that we hated from 2025. I thought he looked excellent here.
There was a sequence I even made note of when I was barely taking notes. Umino early DDT off the apron, missile
That
dropkick
looked
into
really
the
cool.
barricade,
Yeah, that DDT.
draping DDT was a cool sequence. I do think that to nitpick Umino a little bit, he takes a lot of time in between moves. He really struggles with
Sometimes,
following up, and he acknowledges and maybe
it's
that's
part
by
of the
design.
New Japan
I don't
style
know.
too. Like
Could
maybe
be.
they're like going, I don't know. But generally speaking, I thought this was a great performance from Umino. And then after this match, Moxley came out. I was like, oh, maybe Switchblade will come out here. Nope, they gave me Hiroshi Tanahashi.
That's
instead.
right.
I was like so angry. I was like, no Switchblade, but we get like Tanahashi barely able to walk down to the ring. Like,
Yeah.
Watching him's got to make your knees hurt. Like,
so Umino hot off the heels of winning my worst match of 2025, kind of redeems
coming back,
himself.
yeah.
So I thought these
This
two
makes me honestly like willing to see some more Umino.
they beat the hell out of each other, and I'm happy to like Umino. I'd rather like wrestlers than not like wrestlers.
Especially from New Japan, where I need people to like right now. For me, it's right now.
Yes, very true.
It's for sure Suji and maybe Newman. I'm kind of a fan of Newman now.
He's growing on me. I'll need to see more, but
me too. Which is why I wish he was against Moxley. I'm trying to think who else I even really like that much from Japan. Because for me, a while like there was always a clear favorite for me. Like I don't think I followed the Elite stuff super closely because when they were big, I think I was really on the black and gold train, but I still wasn't really branching out past WWE yet.
No, you weren't.
You
You were hard to get into NXT. My God.
Even then, I was like, I remember when I like, because I know I saw some New Japan with you. I know I saw some of Okada Omega.
Yeah.
I don't remember the full match, obviously. I think I saw a bit of at least maybe the 2 or 3 Falls one because that's like the big long one. But I remember even back then, like Switchblade was my guy, which obviously that's why I've been wanting him. Like Switchblade's been my guy since I had discovered him, pretty much.
Yep.
Then when he left, I was like, then Ospreay was going up, so I'm like, okay, Ospreay's my guy, and then he's gone, and now it's like,
who's next, right?
Not even like, because like I always gravitated towards whatever seemed to be like the top gaijin was, or I guess maybe not top gaijin because Omega would have been top guy when Switchblade was there for a while, but then like Omega left and Switchblade was probably a top gaijin, but
he was.
Even like anyone like Tsuji is probably my favorite one right now, but even then I don't. It's not to the point where I tend to really go out my way to watch Tsuji much, in which I guess I didn't really do that for Switchblade either, but like I feel like I kept tabs on him more.
Yeah.
New Japan has just had a general fall from grace, right, which has kind of affected these kinds of shows for sure.
So at least this fit the Forbidden Door, like champion from New Japan coming over.
Title
so that
from
was,
another.
Yeah.
From New Japan being defended as well. I would have liked CMLL belts to be defended.
Oh, I did make a note of that. Moxie out after Jack wants Jay White, but gets Tanahashi instead. Tanahashi could barely walk.
It's brutal, man.
Over under accurate.
What did he do to get his legs like that?
I don't know.
Mick Foley walks better than that.
Does he land on his knees on the high fly
No,
flow?
it's a frog splash.
I know, but does he bash his knees on the mat? I don't know.
Maybe it's like a Hogan thing where he shouldn't be getting that damage, but he does because it's just like repeated on like the same spots. This one's a 7.53 from Cage Match. And it's the first one where Meltzer goes lower.
I'm over that. What did Meltzer say?
4 1/4.
I agree with Meltzer on that one. I went 4 1/4 as well. I thought this was like, I liked it better than Bandito Moxley by a little bit. There was like multiple times in this where we were audibly like reacting to stuff. So I felt I liked it a tiny bit better than the match that preceded it.
At the risk of sounding lame, I will agree with that because you make a good point.
Very convincing. All right, we got our first women's match next. It is Tekla defending the AEW Women's Championship against Starlight Kid, and the story's been Tekla telling us
Death to Stardom.
Death to Stardom. She hates them. They didn't give her the same opportunities as other people, and they rewarded people for doing the same stuff she did. So she's been on a rampage about Stardom. So, it all makes sense. It's just been kind of, we've pointed out it's really one-sided, right? It's just her doing all of the lifting on this. There's really been nothing coming from the other. But anyways, Tekla has fire dancers for her entrance, which I made a note of.
It was neat.
Something cool. Anyway, she does retain, as we predicted, 19 minutes with, I think it was a second stomp that she delivered in succession, basically. I don't know about you. I started out underwhelmed by Starlight Kid, but then it was one of those that built. They got quite a bit of time, and I thought by the end it was a quality pay-per-view match. I
thought it was solid. It didn't really hit that next level for me.
It didn't. I think Tekla's a great heel champion, and this could have been better, like, if they'd presented Starlight Kid a little more. Given us a bit more.
I thought Starlight Kid was good. Like, she did impress me a bit, but honestly, I was more impressed by Hazuki on Dynamite than Starlight Kid. I was
too. So it was more like Starlight Kid was just an avatar for the company, right? And
I agree.
And I would have liked to know more personally about her. Still thought it was a very good match.
I think it was nice for a babyface. It's like, oh, she wants to defend the company that's being slandered.
Yeah.
Great, but like, yeah, there needed to be a bit more than that.
And it did have the Forbidden Door feel to it, obviously. And then after the match, because Tech was a heel and she did say she was going to do it, right? She takes Starlight Kid's mask and spits in it.
And then
rubs
the
it.
president with it.
Who's Okada, right?
Taro Okada.
Not the Okada, different Okada. So,
I saw it pointed out, like, it might have been Jack the Jobber's review, but Stardom looks like a chump here, like the entire promotion, because Tekla did exactly what she said she was going to do with no repercussion or like back attack.
Beat her and took her mask and spit in it.
Literally what she said she was going to do.
Which is cool for Tekla because she's cool.
But sucks for Stardom. So, like, I don't know, this was good, but it was definitely not. It felt like one of the lower points for me.
It was for sure. I think I liked it a bit better than you. What's our over-under accurate?
7.64 from Cage Match.
I'm accurate. I went 3 3/4.
Meltzer went 4.
That's crazy.
I would also go 3 3/4.
I thought you were going to say 3.5 again.
I was close to it, but it was.
It felt like it to me.
It did end up being pretty good. I felt like it deserved a bit more than the 3-way tag because it did have that build going into it, and I thought like there was stuff to like here. It just didn't super captivate me.
Fair. I think that's fair. The next match was the one that kind of underwhelmed me on
I think it was my lowest match, but still provided.
It's
things.
Copeland and Christian defending the AEW World Tag Team Championships against the Dogs. We like the Dogs. We're fine with Christian and Cope.
Yeah,
right?
I agree.
So I'll let you talk about the key moment from this, because it led right into the finish, right?
It did.
So go ahead.
Yeah. Like the action was solid throughout. I would say like it was your typical Cage Copeland match. Ref bump. Shenanigans happens. Finley's lining up Shillelagh shot. Lights go out. Spotlight on the stage. It's bang bang gang. We do like the circle around. Like,
almost all of them.
They're all there. And then the lights go out again. We get like the switchblade noise, and lights are back on. Jay White's in the ring, standing behind Finley, doing the finger gun, pointing at him, and then we get Blade Runner to Finley, spear to Finley. It's over. Bang Bang Gang's back. Switchblade's finally back, and I finally get what I want.
14 minutes. And how many times would you say you've anticipated Jay White's return? Like legitimate, like
we're going legitimate guess.
So like going like non-zero chance that he was coming in your mind.
I feel like hope.
You had hope.
I for sure said it every pay-per-view this year, so that's at least 3 times this year. And I want to say like, because I know we did it around Full Gear last year, so I'm gonna say. For sure, I've said it probably 5 times, maybe,
and you got it
6 times.
And you were
so
happy.
We finally got there. I was overjoyed, losing my shit. I was great. I was just really surprised because I was for sure like Death Riders took him out in kayfabe. I was like for sure they're going that route, but they're going with some other history of his, which I like because I think 3 years ago in the same venue, I'm pretty sure Finley ruined Switchblade's like New Japan goodbye after he lost a loser leaves match. He booted him from Bullet Club, so we're going that route, which I really like.
That's fine, yeah.
I'm super thrilled to have Switchblade back. I thought he got an amazing pop.
He did. He got a great reaction.
It was an amazing reaction. I thought the way they set it up with like the Bang Bang Gang there, because Bang Bang Gang had been mini feuding with the Dogs, so it's like that was a cool setup. And then they could have left it at that, right? Because maybe it's just a distraction, but then they threw in Switchblade with the sound effect from his theme song. I thought that was great. Just everything they did, that was great. I loved it. The match was fine. But yeah, Switchblade coming back was awesome.
I would say the worst match of the night.
Yeah.
Worst. But a super memorable moment afterwards.
Great
right?
moment.
Or to finish.
Great moment. Solid match.
It was like, I said, straightforward and well executed match, right? I like the Dogs as a heel tag team. I did feel like Christian and Copeland were trying to keep up with them at times, which makes sense at the age they're at, right? Fun while it lasted, nothing special. Again, just kind of a vehicle to reintroduce Jay White, which is fine, and got a great reaction from you and the live crowd. So my least favorite on the card. I said so far in the moment, but now I know.
Least favorite match, yes.
Because the next 3 are bangers. So,
but yeah, the return made it all worth it.
Over under accurate.
Very happy about that. It was a 6.29 from Cage Match.
I'm slightly over, I guess. I went 3 1/4, so that'd be 6.5.
I was getting higher, but I guess. I don't know.
I was just like, it's pretty straightforward match.
To be fair,
and it wasn't very long.
I don't remember much from the match other than that. So I'll go 3 1/4 too. Meltzer went 3.5, which is what I was going to go with, but I was like, wasn't that interesting until Switchblade came in. So
I agree.
And I did like that too because again, also the nod to him and Copeland were kind of buddies before Switchblade got injured. which, like that or not, I didn't.
I
but-
feel like Copeland is aging like 3 years every time I see him. He's starting to rapidly look old
He does.
to me. Okay, next match. It is Owen Hart finals for the women. We've got Mercedes Moné taking on Maya World. The crowd is divided, but energetic right away. Like there's dueling chants going.
Crowd was generally good, I thought.
They were good. We do get a ton of Meteoras, of course. I wrote infinite Meteoras. And
As many Meteoras as Dave Meltzer has stars.
did you notice this part? I wrote Maya versus her top.
Yes,
This
she
was an
fighting
ongoing
that.
boss
But hey,
battle.
she fought through it.
She did.
Kudos to her. And I saw someone talk about like whatever like double-sided tape she used to like keep her stuff together, like they should invest in because
It was working hard.
It did the legwork here, and I was noticing that too. But I was
She kept anytime she could. She had to like hoist it back up.
hey, but she fought through it and she still delivered. So huge props to her because besides that, she delivered here.
And I wrote Maya has to tap to a really aggressive, and I left it blank.
I think it was just bank submission.
Yeah, but she was leaning back super far on it, right?
Yes.
How long was this one?
25 minutes.
So Moné wins the Owen Hart Cup as we expected.
Yay.
I don't understand. I thought this match was excellent, first of all.
This was excellent.
But how is it that Moné, she has a really repetitive moveset. She has an incredibly repetitive character, but she has really good matches. So what is her secret sauce?
okay, let me
Because I like a lot of her matches.
Let me put it to you this way. You could say a similar thing about Okada. Now, I'm not saying she's as good as Okada, and Okada's also more entertaining right now, but Okada is also generally pretty repetitive.
I guess. And
but like,
you could
it
say a lot of
can
wrestlers
work.
are, but I'm saying repetitive in terms of like,
yes,
it's
the Meteoras,
5
like,
Meteoras.
That's true.
It's German suplexes.
Okada's not doing like 15 elbow drops or something.
It's the Three Amigos then. It's, you know what I mean? Anyways.
Yeah, I don't know what it is because we always like make jokes about it and complain about it, but then she does crank out
She
good
delivers.
matches like nobody's business.
I thought Maya World looked great as
there
a
were
young baby
some
face.
really good near falls here. I think this was the one where like there were some close roll ups.
Yes.
And like when she was fighting out a submission towards the end, like they did like the rope rollaway spot. I was like, oh crap, she might do, like she had Moné in her own submission,
Mhm.
and like she did the roll with like I was like there were times where I like because we were saying there's not zero chance Maya World wins this here and they do something crazy.
Yes.
They had me buying into it at times.
I was kind of hoping they would, but yeah,
I was really hoping they would, but I knew they wouldn't in the end. But like, what a way to start building a new female star here.
I've gone from barely knowing who she was to being a big fan of
I'm a huge
this
fan of her,
and
yeah.
another match along the way. I forget which one specifically. I know there was another one where
It was the
that
one
was
Sky
really
Blue
good.
where I was like,
Oh,
oh my
yeah.
god, Sky Blue had a good match.
And by the end of this, the crowd had kind of latched onto her and really wanted her
yeah,
to win.
they did an excellent job of making her like the underdog babyface with like she's also has right now a super sympathetic story.
She does. I
So-
was captivated by the final few minutes of
I
this.
thought this was leagues ahead of the other women's match.
Me too.
Not to like harp on that one, but this one just like had what I feel like we were missing there. Because Starlight Kid also is like kind of small underdog, but they just did so excellent.
And there was drama to this, and we were I think the difference is we're like attached to Maya World and we're really rooting for her to win, whereas Starlight Kid or whatever, I'm like, I
Why
don't know
would
who
I?
you are.
And
You're
I
just
think also having Maya World not planned to be in the tournament really added to this. Now, granted, Moné wasn't either, but like the fact that Maya World was last minute substitution. Her brother just passed away, so she's not feeling too good, but she's still doing it for the love of the game. And now she managed to beat Athena, which I didn't think would happen. Now she's in the final, so it's like, oh, she beats Athena, maybe she's got a chance. And they did a really good job of leaning into that without like obviously actually pulling the trigger, which I'm still a little disappointed because that would have just been so crazy to do.
And we talked about it before. It's a little bit of them listening to the fans who are like, hey, we kind of like this girl.
Right.
Like,
And
give us more of her.
Also, again, rewarding her for doing what they asked her to do. Because, like, when her and Hyan came in as enhancement talent, when Tegan Knox and Alize did not want to, now look at, like,
She should be sending them the thank you card.
right? That was earlier this year, right? So, look at her now. She gets, like, I would argue, the featured women's match on a pay-per-view.
My favorite women's match so far this year, maybe?
That I can think, yeah.
Like, I love this.
I thought it was excellent. And again, it's just further to like kind of counter to the WWE style. It's cool to have someone new in the scene.
Mhm.
Like she's to the main event or like upper card scene. She's completely new.
And it's sure she didn't win, but she is now
But that's like this is one of those
elevated.
things where like you can look good and lose.
Yes.
It's not like it's an impossible thing to do, because we said that numerous times with like Fletcher or Takeshita or whoever, right? Like they don't always win, but they always look great. Or like Mark Briscoe would lose all the time but look awesome. Darby or Cassie, if they lose, they still look great. Or Andrade would lose sometimes. Like Andrade lost to Bandito. No, Andrade beat Bandito. Andrade lost to Darby, and he still look like there's examples like that, right? But with WWE, the way they do their style, it's like the problem is that they're not doing that where they look good in defeat. It's like you lose and you kind of look lame. Or it's like Naraku, for example. I'm not saying he's ever gonna look amazing, but you're saying like he lost in a relatively tepid match and in a clean way. It's like you can't possibly look good in defeat there. But if you do, like if you have Fletcher losing, like to take an example from last year, losing this like 20-something minute cage match where him and Ospreay go to war, it's like it's okay that he lost because he still looked like $1 million and he went competitive with one of the top guys, right? Like there's ways to make, like My World here, she lost but she went super competitive and almost beat one of, if not the biggest women's star in the company.
How long was this one?
This one's 25.
Yeah, and that's they got a lot of time, because part of the problem for me with like NXT, which I watch the most, is I'll bet you
time.
Naraku Tony D was like
right
11 minutes, right? So it's really hard to create compelling drama for me in a wrestling match in like 10 minutes.
And we even had a bit of that complaint on Double or Nothing. There were a lot of matches where like that needed 5 more minutes, or like, which it wasn't terrible, but okay, what was your guess?
11 minutes.
10 minutes.
Yeah.
10, 13.
So, and I like regularly, because I watch
the longest match, on Great
no one
American
hit
Bash
20. Nobody touched 20.
was Bourne Heights. What's your guess?
17.
Good.
Yeah?
Yeah. 17, 11.
What was the main event? 14?
15, 14.
Yeah.
And then you look at AEW, and the longest match was predictably the main event, which went 35.
And obviously, you can have an amazing 14-minute match for sure. Sometimes, though, like to really, really get the next level drama, you got to have more time.
And like an amazing 14-minute match will not, rarely if ever, beat out like a excellent half-hour match, like a really good half-hour match compared to a really good like 15-minute match.
Over under accurate on this?
9.12 from Cage Match.
Okay, so I'm under. I'm 4.25. I could almost go 4.5.
I'm going 4.5. I thought
I would
too.
I
think it deserves 4.5.
Because looking back now, I'm like, I enjoyed this as much as Sabre Omega, I think, which is pretty crazy to say.
For someone new.
Yeah.
Right? And obviously this is the one for some reason we don't have Meltzer on.
All right, I'll bump it up to 4.5.
But it's 4.5. I see, now I'm convincing you. Boom. But yeah, I thought this was excellent. And I really hope we see My World. Like, this makes me wish like she should have been in that TBS title match on Dynamite. Or maybe she should beat Sheeta. Because like maybe she's not world title contender yet, but like if we can wait, let's give her like the TBS title at All In or something. Like let's give her something.
Yep.
Or if you want to give her in High End like the tag title win, because what were we saying? Oh, it would be the Brawling Birds at Wembley. Maybe that makes more sense. But if it was My World and High End, I probably wouldn't be mad at that at this point.
Yeah. No.
I do want to see more High End, but like My World, as far as I'm concerned, she has me convinced.
Yeah, she was great. Then we get the tag match. What was this? The triple main event they're telling us?
These 3 matches.
The second leg of the triple main event. It is in a steel cage, which was round.
Death's Door.
That's Death's right.
Death's Door.
Team
DC
cage, MJF is what? DC MJF?
Yes.
Callis and MJF.
Which was what? It's MJF, Andrade, Jake Doyle, Okada, Kevin Knight, Fletcher.
There you go. And Team Briscoe is Briscoe and?
Takeshita, Darby, O'Reilly, Cassidy, Roddy Strong. The babyface team all have bags. I think Roddy had a hockey bag, which we'll get to that. And then the Callis family did all wear like the matching shirts of the DC MJF shirt that they real Dynamite, which I love that. I thought it was awesome.
So this was like the comedy and plunder sort of match of the show, right? Like just kind of
I'll be damned if
fun.
I didn't love it though.
It was a lot of fun.
I really enjoyed it. There was O'Reilly and the conglomeration beating them Fletcher up with the NES, I think.
Oh right, it was.
Darby took a face
system and controller at
Darby
one point.
took a face first thumbtack bump.
Yeah.
And then MJF sweep the tacks away again, which I thought was pretty funny. I'm probably gonna be going out of order here, but I'm just trying to remember. Like there was just a lot of like brawling, whatever. We had a lot of one-on-one bits. I remember at one point Takeshita pulled a middle finger out of a backpack for Okada. That was funny.
Nice.
That was a nice bit. One of the biggest spots of the match was Knight. So Darby climbed the cage both and they were doing entrances, and he left the backpack up there. And Knight is trying to escape Darby, so he climbs up there. He grabs the backpack. It blows up in his face.
Right.
He falls off the cage through some tables. That was awesome.
Yeah,
that caught me off guard completely.
Did not expect that for sure.
And then I think my favorite spot of the match though was they brought this like hockey bag in, and MJF tells Okada to open the bag. He's like, they probably got some sick weapon in there. Open it up. He opens up the bag, and it's Leo Rush.
Yes.
I love that. I loved it. And then like he's doing his thing. He's going crazy. He bites Okada's finger or whatever. I think he's going ham on the heels. Like he even did that sweep enziguri thing tonight, which like it was crazy quick. It was awesome. He took them out,
quick.
and then like MJF has his Dynamite Diamond ring on, and Leo Rush is like Gollum with the ring.
It was funny.
Oh my! I thought it was so
great. Told you you'd be
funny.
On the show. Great use of him.
I thought this was an amazing use of him. And then they beat him up, stuff him back in the bag, and chain it shut.
Yep.
And then I watched this like bit they filmed for social media where it's O'Reilly, Strong, and Cassie backstage, and then they let him back out, and like it was so funny. I thought it was excellent. And then we get the spot again where once more MJF wants Andrade to hold Briscoe up for a ring shot.
Right.
So we're in that setup again, and MJF goes for the shot, and this time Andrade pushes Briscoe away and hammers MJF with the back elbow. And he rips off the DC MJF shirt, rips off his shirt, and he's got a shirt that says F Don, F to MJF.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent reveal, excellent pop.
People loved it.
Fantastic turn.
Yep.
I thought that was excellently done. And then I forget, like there's some other stuff that happened, and then eventually we get
did I even make note of the finish?
MJF, I think, hit the Jay Driller on Doyle.
Briscoe hits Jay Driller to Doyle, earns a title shot against MJF.
Like I said, though, I thought this was a lot of fun.
It really was.
There were some really big spots. You also had, I forgot to mention, after the backpack spot, Darby like coffin dropped onto the pile. There was a lot of big spots, there's some blood. Oh yeah, they took an orange slice break. They had orange slices from Willow, and then they dripped the orange juice into Fletcher's bloody face. Ugh. There's that. There was so many unique spots, and there's a lot of funny stuff. Like Leo Rush being there was funny. I loved that. That was so entertaining to me. The night spot was insane. Andrade's turn was perfectly placed, and as expected, like the catalyst of the match it really turned the tide here, right?
Yeah, this was I find them really hard to rate, but it was a lot of fun. This match for sure. It was.
I mean, my thing is like you gotta rate it pretty high if you really enjoy it, and like there's a lot of great talent in here,
and the variety on the card too, right? Like this was like the little palate cleanser between a very dramatic Maya World match and
another dramatic
one
match
that's coming up.
Yeah.
So this was just a little like just enjoy this because things are gonna get heavy, again in a little bit. So I thought really well placed, really well executed, a lot of fun. Hard to rate, but I did rate it. What's over under accurate on this one?
8.87.
And how long was it?
31 minutes, 45 seconds.
Wow, 8.87. I'm under that. I did go 4 stars, though. I feel like you're a bit...
I'm going to go 4.25.
I thought you might. What was Melt's?
What do you think he was?
This? He loves this, probably. Like, he did 4 and 3. 5.25.
It's 5.
Wow, okay.
It's 5.
It was a lot of fun.
I
not
really
gonna lie.
it. I liked it more than Stadium Stampede, I would say. And that was pretty enjoyable too, but I just thought they did a really excellent job with this.
And then it's main event time, which we have watched just before we were
I wanted to watch it again because I remember
tinkering with our notes.
This was the match where there were some times where I was checking my phone and I feel like I missed a spot or two. So I was like, this one was like, I want to make sure I've seen it.
How long was this one? I didn't even...
35:06.
I made a note of when it started and then did you anything. So go ahead, talk about anything you want. All I'll say was there was so much blood in this.
Ospreay did like a Bane inspired gear and entrance,
right, with the smoke coming out of his mask and everything.
Swerve did Lobo, which is topical because Lobo's in Supergirl, which is out right now.
Of course,
so
synergy
naturally. Yeah, there was a lot of blood on this. Ospreay got busted on they did like a decapitator spot with the exposed turnbuckle, so that he was bleeding buckets, and then Swerve got busted open because Ospreay. He looked like he was going for a style scotch on the floor, but then he just like swung him face first in the steps, which looked awesome. There's one spot where Swerve's like taunting Ospreay, and then Ospreay just hammers him with a forearm, and then another one. Like it was as hard as like Takeshita hits.
Yes,
and that's saying something. I don't know. There's so many near falls here. There's a couple like 1 count finisher kickouts, which people will hate.
There's Styles Clash on the announce table.
Styles Clash on the announce table. Vertebreaker kick out. There was. Ospreay went for a hidden blade, but like he's too weak, so sort of no sells, and then just immediately hidden blades him back.
Yes, they took each other's moves, which was interesting.
There's like the corner rev up spot where like they're both gonna go for the finisher, and Swerve gets clocked with a hidden blade, Stormbreaker near fall. Swerve hit a Deadeye at one point. There was so much going on.
Just
here.
Go watch it, people.
Just watch it. I can't really do it justice. There was a lot of blood, a lot of drama, a lot of near falls. Some people are gonna hate it. I don't hate it. I'm just gonna tell you right now. I
love it.
I loved it. Then you had the Death Riders coming out to hype up Ospreay. Note, they did not interfere in this match,
They
but
did
they're
not.
coming up to hype him out. And so he takes a house call and just looks at Moxley and then gets like amped up, which people are gonna hate.
But
That
it's
spot.
perfect because the way the kick hit him, the direction of his head turned towards
Like,
the
and
Riders.
it's just, it was, I loved that spot. I thought that was excellent. And then Hidden Blade, then a buckshot Hidden Blade.
Yeah.
That was really cool. That gets a near fall. Then Paradigm Shift, Death Rider, Tiger Driver for the win. Insane. Ospreay obviously gets the win here. I think one thing I'll say is I think it's a shade inferior from last year's Owen final, which was Ospreay Hangman, because that match was also great, but I also didn't know who was going to win that one.
True.
This one, at the end of the day, while they did great near falls on both ends, I knew it was always going to be Ospreay. Like, I could have picked it with full confidence.
2 incredible matches to have as your Owen finals, though. Like, crazy.
What, this in last year or this in my
This
world?
and last year and my
I guess
world.
either way you look at it. Yeah, because, right, Ospreay Hangman last year was probably one of the most special matches to me, just because, again, like, the story going in that was so good, and I literally had no idea who was going to win. So, like, it's the ultimate edge of your seat, biting on every near fall kind of thing. This one doesn't quite hit that quota, at least in that regard, but still an amazing match. Like, this has to be the front runner for match of the year.
I thought Swerve was on another level here.
Yes.
Like, I know Osprey's Osprey, and like he is amazing.
This was one of Swerve's best
I
performances.
thought Swerve was absolutely incredible here.
There were some really fast sequences here. There's the one sequence where they went back and forth. Remember, it ends with Swerve doing like the power bomb into the front side,
Mhm.
but he did it really quick.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they also did like a midair Frankensteiner.
Yes,
That was
they did.
amazing looking.
Yes.
Right into the Robinson special, I think. Like, there was just so much they were doing.
Yep.
And
So
it was
much
amazing.
drama in this, and just like
It was
the
surprisingly
pace
bloody.
is awesome. Everything's crisp. They don't screw up anything ever.
That's what I mean. Like, the opener is super flashy, but they botched a little bit. But somehow, like, these guys didn't skip a beat.
No, this match was incredible. Wow. I wonder what Meltzer gave this. Over under accurate.
8.9.
8.9. I'm close to that, right? No, I'm above that. I'm over that.
It's 4 3/4 pretty easily.
I went 4 3/4 exactly.
I think
Were the drama and story like that? Again, like it was predictable, the outcome.
yeah.
So that's
Which is why I think I'm pretty sure I gave Ospreay Hangman 5 stars
Yeah.
last year.
So this match was nuts. If you haven't seen it,
Meltzer
like,
went 5.5.
5.5. Okay. I mean, it was pretty great.
But yeah, this match was amazing. I mean, I'd be surprised if we get a match better than this year, unless we get Ospreay Omega, or like I could see All In. Maybe there's matches that top this, but it's gonna be pretty hard.
Your overall thoughts on the show? I'm gonna actually do math on mine right now. So
I'm not gonna. I don't do math anymore.
math days are behind you, eh?
Yep. Off of field, I mean, the opener was really enjoyable. The second match was awesome. Mox Bandito was really good. Umino really impressed me. Tekla Starlight Kid was solid. The tag title match was fine, but yielded a really awesome moment that I loved. Mini Mile World was amazing. The cage match was amazing. The main event was amazing. I feel
Yeah.
like it's at least an A-, I think.
All right. I don't know if it's A- or A for me, and I might not get my math done in time. I don't know.
I'm gonna leave it at
So that's
an
plus.
A-, I think,
Okay.
because you have matches like Umino Pack, the opener, even Moxley Bandito that aren't super built. You have Tekla Starlight Kid and the tag title match that were good, not great. But then like the highs really hit.
Yeah.
And generally speaking, the standard's really good. Even like Umino Pack's a really good match. It's just there's not a lot prior to that. So I think like there's slight things that hold it back from a higher grade, but it's still like an A range show because there's so much to love here. Like, I would say go to your way to watch Omega Saber. I'd say if you haven't seen Umino, watch Umino Pack. And then I would say go to your way to watch the last 3 matches.
Absolutely.
My World Monet, Death's Door, and then Ospreay Strickland.
I'm torn too.
I think I'm gonna stick with an A-.
All right, I'll go A- as well. It's pretty close to an A, though, honestly.
It is.
All right, I'll say A- too. Great show. Amazing final 3 matches. Yeah, check
The
those
triple
out.
main event, I mean, it's
Delivered.
We want to joke about that
Being
like,
a stupid
tagline,
concept.
but like, I would say it's true in regards, like those are probably my 3 favorite matches.
And then Saber Omega was
It's like
amazing.
the close fourth, I would
Yeah.
say.
Great show. Again, did not disappoint. We'll take
Despite
a
like you, like
Sorry.
we always, sorry, like the Forbidden Door concept has lost its luster a bit, but the
It
show
has,
is still
no,
delivering,
undoubtedly.
though. It's still managed to uncork a great show.
Absolutely.
Okay,
Loved it.
now
We're going to move into the follow-up weekly programming for AEW. We'll take a look at AEW Dynamite. Watched live yet again. Go ahead and remind me what we watched.
I don't have to wait for Switchblade to come back because he was advertised to be in the show.
He was advertised to be on the show, so
Thank
you're happy.
God. Okay, so we kick off with an Osprey interview after Forbidden Door. He's still bloody. And he's still all whatever. He's super excited. Then he gets interrupted by Moxley, who hands him an ice pack. Osprey feels great. Thanks Mox for being out there, and he asks Mox about what he meant when he said he saw it in Osprey, and Mox says if he could explain it in words, he would for everybody. He who defines himself can never know who he is. He has to live it. He says AEW can be something great, and this is the greatest sport in the world, but it's full of filth, and it's up to them to protect this place and preserve the craft. And then he says they took a vote. He hands Osprey a patch, a Death Riders patch, so Osprey can join Death Riders, I guess. He says Osprey can ride with them and him anywhere he wants to go. Mox leaves. Osprey walks down the hall and runs into Omega. So we're continuing the thread of pay-per-view happens and then Osprey and Omega have to interact, which I'm not complaining. I love it. I think it's fantastic. I just think it's funny that it's the thing now, at least right now. But I do think it's starting to seem very intentional.
It is for sure.
Omega says what Osprey did was next level and he's proud. Osprey says he appreciates Omega, but he sees him looking at the patch. At one point he said like, you're not my dad, like stop talking like that or something. Just because Omega has given up on himself, it doesn't mean Osprey has given up on himself. MJF walks by, coming out of like, must have been the doctor's room or something, says their squabble is cute. Omega says MJF has to get past Briscoe, and then guess who's knocking at his door? And then I love this. MJF looks past Omega,
literally,
to Osprey and says, "See you at Wembley." Thought that was great. MJF leaves. Omega says he'll see Osprey on Wednesday, and whatever he has going on to Death Riders doesn't top what they have. They'll always be friends, and he'll always care. Thoughts? I have much to say.
Yeah, I did like MJF literally looking past Omega. Awesome. And with so many people openly chasing the title, right? It's so many opportunities for different stories to take place. And this segment had a few different things going on, right? So
yeah, I love how much you had going on just for like a short segment, because I liked it just with the bit with Mox and Osprey. I thought that was good. But I really liked it after Omega and MJF were at it here. I thought Mox and Osprey had a good interaction. It was Mox's usual bit, but I like it being pitched to Osprey because Osprey is such a company guy. So it's like the whole preserving AEW thing is like, okay, Osprey's going to buy into that because he's the restore the feeling guy. I was very intrigued when Moxley offered him a spot in Death Riders. Like, I like that because Osprey's been kind of adjacent to them, but he's always made the distinction. Like, he's not actually Death Riders, but now he probably will be. So that's interesting. And I thought the interaction with Omega was great as well because another pay-per-view, another interaction between them. And I like that Omega's being all proud of Osprey and then disappointed with Death Rider patch. And like I said, Osprey's like, yo, you're not my dad. Stop talking like that. And then Osprey's line about Omega giving up also seems to strike a chord. I like that because I don't know if he's trying to plant down Omega or if he's just like brutal honesty. I don't know. It's odd. Later on, when they interact again, it feels like Osprey's saying he believes in Omega, but it's kind of hollow words, which we'll kind of get to.
Yep.
And then I thought MJF ignoring Omega in favor of Osprey was awesome. And so I've been kind of on the fence, but this really made me feel like we're leaning towards Osprey, Omega, and Wembley, and I'm all for it. If it also becomes a three-way, that's fine. But it has to make sense since Osprey won the right in the Owen. He has to they got to make it make sense. Because I feel like sometimes when they would do triple threat builds at Mania, sometimes they struggle to, like in 2008, I think it was,
to make all three of them mesh.
Cena win the Rumble, but then he was like, it was kind of like an Oba thing. He was like, it wasn't, he doesn't want his title shot. He wants his title shot at No Way Out. And Orton got himself intentionally DQ'd. So then it was like, okay, Cena got screwed, but then Triple H won the Chamber. So it's like they always do some messy thing. It's like, if you can justify it, I'm more than okay with doing a three-way here.
Sure, me too.
I don't know. What do you think? What are we leaning towards for Wembley?
Initially, I was like set that it's MJF Osprey, and I'm starting to, with the stipulation that's added.
Yeah, we'll talk more about that after the show. I
plays
guess,
into the calculus.
Even before that whole shebang, I was like, it feels like we're leaning towards Osprey Omega, especially because I remember Tony Khan saying at some point that that's like their end goal, which makes sense. And Yeah, like especially after this show, we'll talk about that. But
And for me, just to contrast, because I'm the guy that watches NXT, and it started to feel juvenile. They've got a bunch of like, remember when in 2.0 and it was just, it's not quite to that level, but like,
I remember 2.0.
is it because they're on CW and it's like that's what that network is? It feels like it's taking a step back into like juvenile theatrics at some point. So this segment felt like adults talking to each other. So that was nice.
Which is
for
what
me.
I've liked with each of these Osprey Omega segments is that like
Plausible
harkening back to the
interactions.
first one, it feels like genuine conversations.
Yes.
And like you said, there's so many guys wanting the world title, which is logical.
Yes.
And so you have all these guys interacting as normal humans would. Maybe aside from MJF because he's like a over the top douchebag.
Yeah.
But I mean, people like that exist.
They do.
So
They do.
we open the show with MJF Mark Briscoe for the AEW World Title, so we're rolling right into it. MJF still got his leg pretty taped up because he's got the hyperextended knee, which does play into my thought process for the what's going to unfold with next week and everything else. We get a power driver from MJF for 2. He reopens Briscoe's head wound from Forbidden Door, and so he ends up springing quite the gusher here. It's almost like Swerve and Ospreay from
yes,
match.
he was very, very bloody.
Corner clothesline, rolling DVD, basement lariat from Briscoe. We get a battle top the corner until Briscoe knocks MJF off. Froggy Bow for 2. Briscoe sets up a table ringside, lays MJF on it, goes up top, MJF throws him off, puts the table away.
Of course.
Briscoe ends up getting backed up on exposed concrete. MJF goes for a tombstone on said floor, but Briscoe counters, body slams him on the concrete, then a cactus elbow. Cutthroat driver from Briscoe for 2. The table's back up. Blockbuster off the barricade from Briscoe. Huge froggy bow from the top to the floor through the table. Excellent. Rolls MJF back in the ring for near fall with MJF getting his foot on the bottom rope. Froggy bow, Jay Driller for near fall, so MJF does finally kick out.
He did.
Alabama slam from MJF and rolls him right into position for the Heat Seeker for the win. That was excellent.
Really good transition, yeah.
Then Dynamite, diamond ring shot from MJF. He shoos away medical staff, goes for it again. Omega runs down. He shouldn't be so surprised, and he said if MJF beat Mark, or he said that if MJF beat Mark, he would be knocking down his door. And if MJF's got all this energy tonight, then they should have a match. Or MJF says it's bad enough he had to come to California and wrestle Mark Briscoe, and now wants to wrestle again, so he says no. And the fact that Kenny thinks he deserves another shot is laughable because he's beaten Omega twice and he kicked out one winged angel like it was nothing. He says Omega's a fraud, not a god, and he declines another title match. Then he has an idea and he wants Omega. He'll wrestle Omega next week. And Omega has to answer by the end of the night. But if they wrestle next week, he gets the same stipulation Hangman got, basically. No more title challenge.
Yeah, excellent match to open the show. Seems like Briscoe and MJF just have really good chemistry, because we loved the match when we were
the tables and tags.
When we were there. There's no real lulls in their matches. Super bloody, as you would expect. I had high expectations for it, and it delivered. Yeah. A great placeholder MJF title run, right?
Apparently Briscoe's a legit injury, so I don't know if it was in this match or before, but that would explain why we hot-shotted this. I think also just to get other things to run along, but yeah. I thought, it was good. I didn't like it as much as the other matches.
For sure.
At least not the tables and tax one, but this is a really strong TV match. A lot of big moves early, so I assumed it wasn't going super long as I thought it could have. And Briscoe puts in another good showing. I thought someone made a good point that there was a lot of crowd brawling here, so that
protecting him a little.
I think protecting MJF because he's hurt. That's typically what they do when someone's hurt. You want to protect him. Like Austin started brawling more when after he took that neck injury, right? So yeah, I was surprised at how cleanly MJF won here, but I guess he's not going to cheat every time. And then we're not leaving the window open for another Briscoe match, so it's
true.
We can definitively end this for now
and move on to a more serious challenger, which was the aftermath setting that up. Right?
Yeah, I'm interested to see what happens with the Omega situation. I'm assuming the no future title challenge stipulation was going to be added to the redemption title match, since I knew MJF was going to be going in that direction. But the match being for next week is a surprise. So apparently I saw the plan was for it to be redemption, but they moved it up. Which I wonder if that's due to MJF's injury, just for more time constraints, which I'll talk about later. It was never specified this is a title match or not until later on, but it is a title match, so it makes sense. And it makes the reason I think it also makes sense to put it here is that if Omega wins the title, if now he has more time as champion, because I've seen a lot of people say that like they don't want Omega to win the title because he's gonna have a short run, which I can kind of agree with. But then I was
We're in the short run era. We called it.
We're in the short run
months
era,
ago.
and I was watching Club Trank's video today, and he made a good point that maybe Omega doesn't have a long title run in him anymore. Being world champion has a lot of responsibility on the body, and like, and just in general, right? Like Omega is falling apart, so maybe those people who are don't want him to have a short run, you got to consider. That might be all he has, right? Like, but at least with this, maybe if he wins the title next week, now instead of having only a month to hold the title between Redemption and All In, now he can go into Redemption as champion, get one big title defense in, and now he's got 2 months as champion, which is longer than 1 month, but it's also not too long where it's gonna wear him out terribly.
Yeah, it's possible for sure.
So I see that as another benefit there.
Yep.
I think we went to commercial because we came backstage and it's MJF again. He tells Andrade it was a bad idea to lay hands on him because the payback will be coming one day and it'll hit like a ton of bricks. He lists all the major names he's beaten and now Omega wants to come in again and we all know the record. Omega's 0-2 against him. That won't change unless he wants this match bad enough. He's prepared, but it doesn't matter because Omega won't agree to his terms since he is literally gutless. That was really funny. Ospreay comes in and asks MJF why he put the stipulation in. He says because he's champion, and whether anyone likes it or not, he will see Ospreay in Wembley. I said, I think it may now be possible MJF drops the title to Omega, then we build to Andrade versus MJF at Redemption or All In. Or maybe we go a different route.
I put there is a chance of Omega Ospreay at All In, isn't there? That's where I started thinking about that too.
You're saying there's a chance.
I do like that MJF is trying to make all of his major competition ineligible to challenge him anymore, right? Like,
I do think it's a good, like,
it's kind of smart.
Some people are like,
you're going to fight them anyways.
AEW is a new favorite stipulation. Sure, but like it works for MJF.
He would do that.
So funny. And like it started becoming his thing that he's the catalyst for people not challenging, like, because he didn't beat Cody to screw him out with title shots, but he did cost Cody that match.
And he's willing to cheat like hell as well, right? And so he's really dangerous because he could cheat his way to you never having a title shot again.
And while
it makes sense.
You could argue, I do think in this case it does telegraph the result of the Omega match, but you can't even say that with full confidence because
no, they did it. They did
it with Hangman,
who is even less likely because he's got a longer career ahead of him still, right? So, yeah.
And so, like, they have actually done it. So, I don't know. I do like it, and it makes perfect sense for MJF. So,
yeah, it does.
Why not? Then we hear from Andrade El Idolo. It's an interview on the stage. He's done with the Callis family, and it's time to beat MJF, become AEW World Champion. Probably not soon, bud. He says he has one question. The crowd chants, how you know. Then he says it. He gets jumped by Doyle, Cage, and Archer. Kevin Knight's also there. They're with Callis in the ring. They send Andrade to the ring. Disc Slayer from Cage. And then we get
do come true.
A drill claw.
A nice
on
fat
Dynamite.
Drill claw.
Middle of the ring. Big fat drill claw. Beautiful.
Yep.
Dreams do come true.
They do.
Nothing is impossible, kids. Callis gets a mic and says, how you know, cabron? And then he wants this piece of garbage out of his ring. Best segment ever. This was fantastic. The drill claw looked amazing. And Brian Cage nailed the drill claw, and that's all I have to say.
How are you... Andrade as a baby face is kind of crazy to me. But the crowd wants it.
I'm here for it.
But can he speak well enough for himself?
We'll see.
I guess so. I'm like the Andrade lover.
I feel like he's got better English than I give him credit for.
Yeah.
So
yeah, and he is over. So
I mean, hey, Takeshita doesn't have great English either.
You're right, and he brought out the drill claw. So
he gave me what I wanted.
Yep.
So I can die. What are the odds I get Jay White back in a drill claw in the same week?
It's a big week.
It is a big week. Then we get Mercedes Moné promo. She brags about being the first 2-time Owen winner. Nobody's on her level. Dreams to win titles. She does. The women's world title, she wants it or something. Typical Moné.
My note is she does and says what she always does and says.
It's fine. She'll have a good match whenever she
That's
wrestles.
Right. Yep.
So
Yeah.
We'll keep her around.
She is so limited in her range in character. It's crazy.
It's so funny because I remember her character being so much better in WWE. Maybe it's because I was younger.
It's just like now she's just taken the highlights of that and she just plays the hits. And I
feel like it had to have been better in WWE.
Yeah.
Maybe not like
she was my favorite women's wrestler for quite a while.
She was probably
Loved
my
her.
favorite women's wrestler. I think in 2016 is when I was watching.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But she found what works and she's sticking with it. That's for sure.
That theme song doesn't work. I'll tell you that much. Then we get Kevin Knight versus Lio Rush for the TNT Championship. Yes. Leo Rush minutes. Excellent. Justin Roberts announced him as slithering to the ring. I thought that was awesome. And Rush has a backpack. I wonder if he took that from the
He has a
conglomeration.
smaller Leo Rush in it.
Yeah, that would be fun, hilarious. Knight's head is banished from Death's Door. Rush tosses the backpack to Knight, and like commentary says he's like taunting him from like the exploding backpack, and the crowd's chanting "Open it." I thought that was pretty funny. And Knight opens the bag, and it's the ROH TV title spray painted black. So
it's cool.
Cool, makes sense.
Yep.
Rush rolls him up for 2. Knight favors his right knee, then Rush goes after it and biting his knee. Like, I like that it's like limb targeting, but it's also like befitting of the character. Rush knocks Knight out the apron with that handspring heel kick, then he does the dog run on all fours and the low suicide dive. Tilt-a-whirl backbreaker from Knight for 2. Basement Enziguri, the one where like he'll do like the sweep up and then like come back around the Enziguri.
Yeah, it's great.
But what I love that Knight does is that like he jumps to actually like avoid the leg sweep. So when he gets caught the Enziguri when he's coming back down from the jump, it makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So like he makes it look logical because sometimes I've seen Rush hit that move and it always looks impressive, but sometimes it feels like the guys are waiting for him to like do the spin around in the kick. But because Knight's like jumping to avoid the sweep, it's like it allows him to be believably vulnerable for the actual kick. So I think like it's such a little thing, but it makes it look amazing. And then Rush hits that like sees springboard stunner, and then he locks Knight in his new submission move, which is basically like if you were holding someone in like the cutter position, but they're like grounded. I don't know.
Cravat?
I don't know if it was quite a cravat.
Quite. No.
Maybe it was. I don't know.
I don't think so.
Springboard layer from Knight. Rush counters the Uranagi and roll for a near fall, and then Knight just kind of lands the Uranagi out of nowhere for the win. Like it was kind of an anticlimactic finish, I thought.
It was.
Darby's music hits. He comes out. He has Knight's attention now, but what will he do with it? He wants the TNT title match. Knight says no. He says Knight started this, so how is he going to finish it? Or he said if Knight says no, what happened for him will keep happening. Knight says he's tired of dealing with Darby. He's about to say it. Then Callis says no. He says Darby's been a great wrestler and champion, but Darby is now considered a criminal because of the stuff he's been doing. They don't reward criminal behavior, so he won't get a match with Knight as long as he has a say. And Darby says if that's what Knight wants, then he's dug his grave. And Darby backs away like with this really weird smile on his face.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm curious to see what he's gonna do. Speedball's watching from the crowd. I enjoyed this because I thought it was the most we've seen of Blackheart in a match and on offense. So I thought it was really cool to see. I liked seeing more of a mix of his normal wrestling and the Blackheart mannerisms. I thought it was awesome. And again, just continues to thoroughly entertain me. Knight was solid, but he was on the back pedal for most of this. And it was largely the Leo Rush show, which is fine because I'm enjoying it a lot. Let's keep getting him on TV because he's just really entertaining to me. And then the Cal stuff was solid. I'm interested to see where it goes.
Yeah, I think the injured leg of Knight was what allowed Rush to get so much offense, right? Which is fine. And I really enjoy him in this role too. He's
I
just
like him, like freaking out Callis. And
he's believable in a ridiculous role somehow. And it's just fun to watch him. And losses don't really affect his character either, I don't think. So
no.
In the aftermath, Knights, it makes sense. Knights is super cocky. He almost accepts the match, and that's why he needs like a manager like Callis there to be like, no, that doesn't make sense, right? So everything made sense there, yeah.
I liked it, yeah. Ciampa interview. He wants Renee to say he's better than Jericho. They start brawling. They brawl outside. Jericho jumps on people.
This is following the formula, right? They're already dragging this out, which is part of the chafe, right? Is the lengthy, pointless feud where nobody comes out better.
Match last week.
It's just more of the same, and the brawling is fine. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just I don't care much because there isn't. We say this all the time. There isn't a payoff that's going to satisfy me. So I can't really get invested.
There's really only a payoff that won't offend me, and that's not the same thing.
Right. And if I'm short of like it's a retirement match for Jericho, there's nothing I'm going to. So I don't know. It exists. It's part of the chafe, right? It's going to take too long, and you're not going to gain anything from it.
Yeah. Then Renee goes to the Elite's locker room. Omega's talking to the Bucks. They're in the middle of discussing. Matt says they've already had 2 Elite comrades follow the stipulation, so they're being cautious. Nick says Omega's the best, and they're gambling men. Omega says he hasn't made a decision yet. It's really important to him, and he can't challenge again. If he can't challenge again, what's left for him? When he thinks back to his first reign, he needed help and went to a dark place. He wants to do this on his own if he takes the match. I thought it was solid to build drama here, even though Omega's 100% going to take the match.
Yeah, it's just, I guess one Buck was like supporting him and one was reluctant sort of thing and whatever. Even though we know what he's going to do.
I feel like it is still necessary to do these like drama building bits.
Yeah,
I do like it. Like it adds to the story.
His friends checking in and being like, "Are you sure you want to do this?" sort of thing, right? Makes sense.
Yeah, I like it. Then we got Jonathan Moxley and William Ospreay versus the Swirl. Vanilla Baby minutes.
Mm-hmm.
We need to exclusively start referring to them as Big Shotty and Vanilla Baby, aka Vanilla Shotty
Vanilla Shotty.
or Big Baby. That works too.
He was a basketball player. Big Baby Glenn Davis.
Of course. The Swirl attack immediately and they go after Mox's leg. Mox turns things around with Big Shotty. I like this. He monkey flips Christian into a clothesline on Mox, basically kind of like a makeshift buckshot. I thought it was really cool.
Mm-hmm.
And it looked like it actually added momentum. Ospreay tags on fire, slingshot punch on the floor. Vanilla Baby hits the spear on the apron Ospreay where like he comes back into the ring through the ropes. I love it. It's awesome. And he and Big Shotty hit it's like a double foot stomp into a rolling Death Valley driver for 2. I think it's like their finish or their signature move. It's really cool.
It's pretty
Big
cool.
lariat from Mox and then Ospreay hot tag flurry. We get paradigm shift to Big Shotty followed by hidden blade. And they get the win. And Ospreay, it's worth noting, has the Death Riders patch on his gear.
Oh, I didn't even notice.
He did.
I thought this was like a empty calorie fun match, right? Swirl.
Yeah, I think it was just to like show Moxley and Ospreay together as Death Riders now.
It is. And Swirl are entertaining, but they're just the latest in a long line of like high flying tag teams, right? That
I like them.
entertain but don't win. Yeah, they're fine in this role.
Correction. I like Vanilla Baby.
Yes.
I tolerate Big Shotty.
And this is just Mox and Ospreay are becoming closer, and Ospreay may go past the point of no return with the Riders, and his friends and people close to him are trying to stop him, right?
Mhm.
So I wonder what if we're ever going to get like what Alex Windsor thinks of all this.
I would be interested to see that. Yeah.
Maybe her and Renee have a sit down and talk about their husbands, right? I don't know.
Then we get Cage and Copeland interview. Cage says he knew they'd win, but he asked Copeland what the deal with Jay White is because obviously he does not like Jay White.
Mm-hmm.
Copeland says he has a favor and it's been paid now. Cage says he had a problem with White for a while and he still does. Interesting.
I don't see this as dissension.
No,
It's just
I think it's character continuation.
and they've been presented as not on the same page about everything anyways, right?
Yeah.
So I don't think that it's not more than them just wondering, explaining, I guess, the Jay White stuff.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's so nice to be able to talk about Jay White again. Speaking of which, here he is. He's here with the whole gang. He says it's been 459 days, and then they do the guns up thing, which 459 days is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's well over a year. Oof. Jeez Louise. Anyways, it's been a long time, and a lot of things can change that time. He makes a good point that, like, when he left, everyone was struggling to escape the Death Riders rule, but now they don't seem to want to. Which I thought that was, I really like the way he put it there.
Yeah.
Just, again, Jay White's got his own delivery. I have missed him
And
a
some
lot.
people don't like him, but
I don't get that.
I quite enjoy him.
I love Jay White. He hypes the Bang Bang Gang back in full force. He does. It's Austin, Colton Gunn, Austin Gunn, Rockhard, Juice Robinson, Switchblade, Jay White, yada 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 yada. He says they're back just in time because somebody let the dogs, and he does like the who let the dogs out thing.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of good reaction. I thought that was funny. He goes over his history with David Finlay. Obviously made the point that like the whole Bullet Club stuff, but also they joined the New Japan Dojo together. I thought was like an interesting note because that's not something I would have considered. I just know the Bullet Club stuff, obviously. And he puts over how naturally good Finlay is because he was born into the business. I was like, okay, yeah, sure. Finlay's still a Nepo baby bitch boy, and he's bothered because his career will always be stained by Finlay ruining his goodbye in New Japan. Finlay's stench has already lingered too long, so who better to clear the stench than him? He says, Forbidden Door is just the beginning because this is still his era. If you're not down with that, we got 2 words for you. Guns up.
Mm-hmm.
Jay White sounds as good as ever. It was a solid comeback promo, like, kind of what you expect. Like, hey, I've been gone for a while. Here's some things. And then, all right, let's pivot to
Here's why
the feud.
I did what I did.
Yeah.
Yep.
He looked like he got, like, a little bothered waiting for some of the crowd chants to ring out. But other than that, like, I thought it was typical Switchblade. And I mean that as a compliment. Like, I've always said he's got his own unique delivery. Sometimes he's got, like, a bit of a different cadence than other people. Like, just when he gets his lines rolling sometimes, like, he's just
I
so
find
great.
I pay more attention because he sounds a little bit
Right?
different
Like,
from
I feel
other
like his
people.
cadence and is the way he talks, the way he delivers lines. It just gets me really invested, right? And I really like it. Should be a cool feud since they have the New Japan history to pull on. And I'm looking forward to seeing him back in action. And I said I want to see the full gang entrance next time with the theme song, which we got on Collision. And then after the match with STP, which after this STP challenge them to a match, I'm not even going to mention it again.
Yeah.
But we got Death Riders and the Dogs attacking Bang Bang Gang after. So it seems like Death Riders will provide the numbers that the dogs lack, which makes sense.
I guess it does,
Because
yeah.
Gabe Kidd's both.
Yeah, I thought this was solid I don't think it was amazing, but he addressed all the stuff he needed to, and he sounded good as he usually does. I'm happy to have him back. Not as happy as you, but I like my Jay White as well.
I'm overjoyed. And now Bang Bang Gang can like hopefully not be so directionless.
Right. Because they're all healthy. They've been snake bit, that group.
They're almost as bad as Division.
Almost.
Because, yeah, like Jay White got injured and then Colton got injured around that time. Colton Gunn came back. And then Juice was injured for a bit too.
Juice was out.
Because, yeah, so right, way back you had Juice being injured. So remember Guns and Switchblade were trios champions. And then remember Juice Robinson came back during that run. And then at some point you had Colton Gunn getting injured. But I think first it was Switchblade got injured. Then Juice was still injured at that point. Because remember, Juice got injured during the C2. Remember Commander replaced him, I think? And then Jay White got injured after that. So then it was just the Guns, I think, for a bit. But then we weren't really doing anything. Then Juice came back. It was Juice and the Guns. Colton got injured. Ace Austin came in. And then it was Ace Austin, Austin Gunn, Juice Robinson. Then Colton came back like a few months ago. And then now Jay White's finally back. And now we're finally here.
They are whole.
5 guys. I will say it's on Collision. Seeing the 5-guy entrance was really cool because we haven't done that yet.
Had 5 guys last night.
Okay.
As a matter of fact. It was delicious.
I love doing like, because their entrance is so simple, but it's awesome. You know, the spotlight, the pan around. I thought it was cool, like having Ace Austin with like the glasses and the card in his mouth, and Juice Robinson like, it's just nice to have them back. It's great. And then there's the SCP thing, like I said. Now it's main event time. It's a survival of the fittest match for the vacant TBS championship, which basically means 6-way elimination rules. Chris Statlander, Micah from Stardom, Harley Cameron, Persephone from CMLL, Queen Aminata, Hikaru Shida.
Yeah, it's kind of an audible based on Willow's injury, right? Like they had to do something quickly, and this is what they did.
And they made a choice.
They did.
Persephone and Harley are working together for a bit. Harley's doing crowd count punches on Aminata. Then Persephone comes from behind, crucifix bomb, and Harley's out right away.
Your pick was out in the first.
Yeah, if I had to make a pick, it would have been her. Because I was like, oh, maybe we're going to put something behind
Elevate somebody, try something different? No. Afraid not.
I feel like we feel the same way about this.
Probably.
Shida takes a Statlander with her kendo stick. Micah hits her with a delayed vertical suplex. Shida throws the ref in Micah's way, then rolls her up to eliminate Micah. Aminata misses a diving foot stomp, then Shida comes back with a pump knee. Headbutt and a PK against the ropes from Aminata and Shida. The PK did not hit as hard as usual. The headbutt was so good.
Usually it's awesome.
Persephone rolls up Aminata for the elimination.
Boo.
Statlander with the Blue Thunder Bomb to Persephone for 2. Cradle Driver to Persephone for 2. Roll up back and forth between Statlander and Persephone. Statlander ends up pinning Persephone for the elimination. Falcon Arrow from Shida for a near fall. Shida grabs the title. Tries to take Statlander. Goes for a Saturday Night Fever. Back and forth pins. Shida locks in ankle lock. Statlander's crawling to the ropes. No rope break, obviously. And then Persephone hits her with the belt. She's basically out. Shida applies the submission and gets the win.
Match itself, pretty good. Like, I didn't love it.
I thought it was fine.
Okay.
I feel like it failed to hit its stride for me.
I don't love the choice of winner.
Me
It just
neither.
feels lazy.
My issue too is like, okay, so the action was solid. There weren't a lot of things that stood out, and no one really looked that strong except for Persephone getting a couple eliminations.
Yes.
But also, like, a bunch of the eliminations were via roll up.
Yes.
Most of the eliminations were via roll up.
I was
So
just
didn't love
hoping for
that.
Aminata, just that they would try something
I was
new.
hoping for Harley, and then if not, Aminata would have been fine. Either way, I was hoping for someone new. I guess like Shida's technically new because she hasn't held this belt yet, but
And it's like
it just doesn't feel very interesting right now.
it's not. It's like, oh, it's reliable old Shida. We've got her back, but she's a heel now, so it's different. And it's just they just need a caretaker for the belt until they figure out what they're doing, I guess.
It's fair. Maybe Harley can get there, or Aminata can
Yeah.
get there, or preferably Maya World.
I guess
would really love that.
that
for
would
her.
be cool, and
That's
have
my ideal scenario.
a
here.
baby face chasing heel Shida. Even though
Yeah.
Shida, like, I know she's a heel, but like
She
I
doesn't
would
feel
like a
super
clearer
heelish.
picture of
She
this.
doesn't feel super heelish to me either.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was hoping for something more fresh here.
not the best main event.
Even Persephone would have been interesting to just be dual champion across here in CMLL.
She's kind of impressive.
Yeah, and she was the most dominant in the match. Hopefully, the Shida reign's interesting.
Hopefully.
We'll see. Then we get Omega. He's about to go out. Ospreay stops him and says he wants to wrestle Omega at Wembley, but doesn't know if this is a good idea. Omega asks if Ospreay thinks he can do it. Ospreay says he does, but he doesn't know if Omega does. So again, like, I'll talk about it later, but I find it really interesting the way he's like, yeah, of course I believe in you, but I don't think you believe in you. So it's like he's kind of like putting the blame back on Omega, even though I think it's clear Ospreay doesn't really believe in him, or maybe doesn't want to, because maybe he's worried about beating Omega again. Because I'm sure they will mention this if this ends up being the feud.
Yes.
but Ospreay beat Omega because Callis helped him.
Right.
But when Ospreay was on his own, that's when he lost to Omega at Wrestle Kingdom, right? So you can make the argument like Ospreay still needs to prove himself and beat Omega
On
clean.
his own.
Yeah. So I feel like that'll be the story beat, which I feel like I just accidentally called that. But
And will the Death Riders be able to not get involved?
Right, he's gonna like protest the Death Riders thing. That'd be interesting because then now you have Ospreay needs to win this clean, and the Death Riders like wanting to help. Maybe not like because you have to be careful how you go about that. Because obviously Moxley, the way I don't think Moxley's the type to just be like, oh, we're gonna interfere just to win you the title. You know what I mean? Like the way Death Riders operate, they're not just gonna do that, but there's some way that you can work it where it's like, okay, he doesn't want Death Riders to interfere.
And
right?
then it's Mox Ospreay coming out of that.
Right.
Yeah.
Omega goes out to the ring. He talks about he's been doing this for 30 years. There's been no greater passion or pleasure for him. Whether he was a 14-year-old boy or a 42-year-old broken down man, he always gives 100%. He's won titles, broken records, and he has a career that he could hang his hat on. But there's a selfish part of him that thinks it isn't enough and that there's a bit left in the tank. If he can believe, if Will can believe, if the Bucks can believe, if everybody can believe, then one more time he can be a champion to be proud of and stand on the grand stage they have and represent AEW against Ospreay. He says all he has to do is just put on the line against MJF, and if he fails, he will become just like Cody and Hangman. He did mention Cody by name, and he'll be unable to challenge for the title again. The question is if the cost is too high, and he says no. If MJF wants him to put on the line, he will. He hasn't considered that, or MJF hasn't considered that maybe he's still the best belt machine. He's still the cleaner, God of pro wrestling, yada yada. He has one more chance to beat the brakes off of Max. And having the one chance to do that gets the blood flowing. There we go. The wording was not there for me. And he accepts the challenge for next week. He tells Max to bring the Triple B next week, and then he does his sign off. MJF attacks from behind, and we eventually get a pull apart brawl.
I don't think this needed to be as long as it was. I think it was just
no, but it was the classic super dramatic Omega promo.
Yes, it was.
It was a little long, but I'd be lying if I said it wasn't charming to me.
I think it was just because it was at the end of a long show, and we knew what he was gonna say or what the result was gonna be at least. So
yeah,
it was.
I liked it.
Yeah,
and as if Omega was not going to challenge for the belt, like we were saying.
Right.
I do really think we're lining Omega Ospreay for the title All In now. And remember, this is the match I wanted for the original All In after they had the greatest match ever. So I'm really pumped. I think Omega wins it here. Then a redemption. He either defends against MJF or if he's hurt, like you do Andrade or somebody, to get a pay-per-view defense in one more time for him. Then he'll lose it All In. I don't care who it is, but I think Ospreay has to win the title. And I think they're hot-shotting this match because MJF's kind of hurt. Then they can give Omega more of a run. And then if MJF's healthy, I saw someone saying, I like this, that next week Hangman costs MJF because you could say, at least for the time being, if they're not going to try to work their way around Hangman's storyline, it's if Hangman can't win the title, he can at least save Omega from sharing the same fate, right? And then if MJF's healthy by All In, you can do MJF Hangman, which would be a big enough match for MJF without being in the main event. Because given his work over the last few months in the last year or so, MJF does deserve to main event Wembley. But I don't think it's going to happen now.
No, I don't think so either. He's got a long career ahead of him.
But that's he'll
get a whole
too.
bunch.
I think like Danielson, TK wants to give this to Omega, and this is probably their last chance to do that.
Yeah. Overall thoughts on the show?
I forgot to actually put a letter grade, so we're gonna be winging it a bit. I thought overall it was a good show because you had some good matches.
I liked the matches, but I didn't love any of them.
The opener was pretty strong.
Main event was fine.
The Night Rush match was good, and then Moxley. Yeah, I guess there's only 4 matches. The main event kind of fell short for me, but I liked hearing from Jay White. All the Ospreay Omega stuff was excellent. I thought that was a good running thread. It doesn't feel quite like a B+ to me. I feel like it's like a high B.
I went B-, a high B-. I just, looking back, the opening match was very good, and then nothing else was, the Leo was fun and stuff, but there wasn't a lot of important things here. Nice to hear from Jay White, and then I guess the Omega promo at the end.
Mm-hmm.
I went with a B-. All right, done talking AEW for a little bit. Shift gears, a little bit of trivia. I don't remember what the topic's going to be, but we'll get there. I'll look it up. It's off the top of his head. We are going with Ultimate continuation from last week. Ultimate WWE Trivia Volume 3. We started with Volume 2 because I don't remember why.
I'm assuming we did Volume 1 maybe longer ago. I don't know.
Maybe. All right. So, at which event did the first ever Punjabi prison match take place?
Is it Green Man Can Bash 06?
It is 06. Now, they even add some, if I scroll down here. Do you know any of the story behind it?
Collie was supposed to be in it, but he had elevated liver or something.
Exactly. And so replacement.
Big Show?
What is that, right? Could not compete. Replaced by Big Show. Undertaker still won, despite interference from Khali, apparently. Very good. Number 2. Which of these special Raw shows had the highest rating? Eddie Guerrero Tribute Show, Raw 10th Anniversary, Raw 1000, or Raw is Owen?
Raw 1000.
No.
Eddie.
No.
Owen.
Raw is Owen.
Hmm.
Was I think 7.2 or something like that was the rating.
Interesting.
Who won? I got this one wrong. I thought I got it right. Who won the WWE Diva Search in 2004?
Christy Hemme?
Yes. I don't know why. I thought it was McCool.
No, I knew she didn't win it. I just remember Christy Hemme because like they put her on a bunch of stuff for a while, and I'm assuming because she wanted to play ball with certain people, then her push got derailed.
Apparently, that's what I've heard recently, yes. Play ball is a euphemism, obviously. This one's come up before. Main event of WrestleMania 11.
Bigelow and Lawrence Taylor.
Yeah, I know that's been the answer to a bunch of different questions we've had. I got this one right because I 100% guessed. How many days did CM Punk's historic title reign?
434.
Sorry?
434.
Yes, you don't even need the options?
Yeah.
Is that a thing or something? Does he talk about it?
I just remember it being mentioned a lot.
Who won the gimmick battle royal at WrestleMania X7?
Iron Sheik?
Correct.
Yeah.
I thought I was confident that it was One Man Gang. I don't know why. I just saw Iron
Maybe
Sheik
because he was
on...
runner-up in the Rumble. I don't know.
Oh, Iron Sheik was on Kenny versus Spenny because all those episodes are on YouTube, and there's one.
Right.
He was on the wrestler one. Number 7. What was the official slogan / tagline for WrestleMania 20? You want your options, I assume?
Where it all begins again.
Why? Why would you know that?
I don't.
It's embarrassing.
There are a couple I know.
I'm embarrassed for you.
I was hoping you were gonna say 22 because I know that one's like the big time or something.
No, that was terrible.
Probably because it was in Madison Square Garden.
Oh yeah. Who was the first Raw guest host on June 29th, 2009? Is correct. Why do you know that?
Because Wrestling Regret's been doing a series where he's reviewing guest host Raw.
Okay.
It's actually pretty fun.
You're like Slumdog Millionaire. All of the questions somehow relate to things from your life, so you happen to know them. Which one of these former WWE superstars left the company undefeated at WrestleMania? Ready?
Okay.
Yokozuna?
No.
Test?
Don't think so.
Ultimate Warrior?
No.
Terry Funk?
Wait. I mean, think of Warrior because... No, Warrior lost to Rude.
Right.
So no. I'm pretty sure it'd be Funk.
It is Funk. Very good. Who was
Process
the
of elimination.
first ever... I got this one. First ever inductee into the WWE Hall of Fame?
Andre the Giant.
Andrew the Gant.
Andrew the Gant.
Is correct.
The John Calabasas would call it, I believe.
Which former WWE faction, this is too easy, I got this one, consisted of members Pete Gas. Only need to give you one.
The Mean Street Posse.
Who were the other two? Pete Gas?
Joey Abs and
Correct.
Rodney.
Rodney, correct. Number 12, at which event did Eddie Guerrero win his first and only WWE Championship?
No Way Out 04.
Correct. Too easy, that one. 13, who slammed British Bulldog... Sorry. Who slammed British Bulldog onto a tray of dog feces in 1999? I got this right because it was the only person that made sense.
This is The Rock?
It is The Rock.
Yeah.
Because it was like the list was Mankind, Rock, Al Snow, Hardcore Holly. The only two big enough to maybe do that to somebody. It's not Snow and Hardcore Holly. And I don't mean big enough in stature.
Snow because
I mean in level of...
The only reason it could be Snow is because he had the dog storyline with Boss Man. So like maybe you could make a case for that because like he's done dog stuff.
But like who of those is putting people in dog crap? It's Rocky.
It's probably Rock, yeah.
Who did The Undertaker face at SummerSlam 94?
Undertaker.
I got it right, actually, yeah.
I was
and
like, wait, hold on.
Finally,
Undertaker.
I got it right, but it took me a minute. Who was the referee for the screw job?
Earl Hebner. Dave Hebner? Earl Hebner. Earl Hebner.
Who is it?
Earl Hebner.
Correct. That was my thing, too. I knew it was one of the Hebners, and I was pretty sure it was Earl.
I was pretty sure it was Earl, yeah.
Yeah, good job. All right, final segment I think is going to go quickly because all we have to talk about NXT, but we'll still call the segment High Spots and Rest Holds. NXT following the Great American Bash. So if anything relevant comes up from that, I'll talk about the Bash. Did you see? I guess the one dumb thing was in the Tristan Angels Shiloh Hill match, the beneath the ring part.
Yeah, you told me about that.
Shiloh pulled him under
wait, no.
again, though.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were talking about the thing from the.
And
week
then there's
before.
a
No.
camera under the ring,
Oh,
and somebody's there, I think in a hockey mask. I think we're supposed to believe like Shiloh Hill was in two places or can teleport or something. I'm not sure, but anyways.
something dumb.
So NXT starts out with Kendall Gray coming to the ring. She is now the NXT Women's Champion off of what I thought was the best match, the main event at Great American Bash. She trips a little coming up the steps, which was a bit awkward. And then I told you the gist of the promo is, hey, I'm pretty bad on the microphone, but I'm great in the ring. And then it's a whole lot of she's leaning into this I'm not like other girls thing.
I'm not like most girls.
I won't dress up like a Barbie. I take some of the make-off they put on me off when I come out here. I may not always talk like a champion, but I'm going to wrestle like one. She thrives under pressure. When you step in the ring with her, it's her match, her tempo, her pace. All the other girls will find out why they can't keep up with Kendall, is the catchphrase she's trying to get on here. So she doesn't always sound great. It's interesting that they're just acknowledging it, right? Because in ring,
It's a slippery slope when you do that. I feel
she was fine here. And her sort of fear of public speaking is relatable, right? Because she started out being like, I'm more nervous coming out and talking to you guys than wrestling in front of you guys. But she still came across as confident in the end. It's just sort of, hey, internet, you're going to pick apart my weaknesses, so I'm going to get out ahead of it. It feels like, right? Like, you're the victim of bullying. Sometimes you make fun of yourself to take that away. But Ren Sinclair comes out with a cake. Kalani interrupts the celebration. It made me laugh because right away, Ren is like, I didn't invite her, which, like, as if she would have. She obviously wants a title shot. Tatum Pakshi shows up, I think, jumps out of the crowd, crossbodies her. And then I found this ridiculous. This is the second time it's happened. One of Gray's things is that she eats cake like a toddler. She and Ren just grab it, like handfuls of it, and eat it. And I don't,
because it's funny.
I don't like watching it. I don't know. It doesn't make me happy.
I don't know why you would.
It doesn't make me happy. So as we said in the news, Vikingo's out with an injury, so their decision to sort of deal with that on the show was that Keanu Carver took him out. I think it was with a lead pipe backstage. And then later on, Stone tells Carver that he's the one that will face Prosper again instead of us getting Prosper and Vikingo. So again, attack people, get stuff.
Get things, like steal things from people.
However,
also get stuff.
Stone basically admits that's the strategy coming up here in a little bit. Lizzie Rain this is one of the juvenile feeling things to me. She's rocking out in one of the change rooms, and it's distracting Zarya and Izzy Dame, who are trying to have a conversation. Dame says she's going to fix everything and walks off. But again, it's just like, Lizzie Rain is super cheesy. She's going to have trouble getting traction as anything. If you think she's cheesy, serious.
You should see like the anime girl in Evolve.
Oh, really?
It's pretty, yeah.
I don't know, man. It's just like, I can't remember what Lizzie Rain said when they like confronted her, but it was silly. Vanity Project, they retained their tag titles. Solid match against Dr. Wagner Jr., whatever it is, Dr. Wagner 3.
Dr. Wagner Jr.
There you go. And Galeno, who is apparently Dr. Wagner Jr.'s brother.
I thought so.
And I think he's quite young is what I hear. Went 11 minutes, Vanity Project win. They did their like stomp reverse DDT combination. Solid match, 0 build. Wagner and Galeno, they were fine. Like they're that luchador I generally don't love. Like they're kind of the thicker, heavy set ones that they all just, I feel bad, but they're like interchangeable to me.
Yeah.
They're all really similar to me.
I agree.
They did lucha stuff anyways. Tag teams are complaining to Stone about Vanity Project not defending those titles enough. Stone makes a fatal 4-way match for next week for a shot at the tag titles. It's OTM, Dark State, Birthright, and Legacy and Dorian Van Duke. So, and then Romero, what's his first name? Romeo Romero asked about his team, and Stone's like, you need to build your resume a bit more first, and Dar's kind of like agreeing with him. Let me ask you, how's the Sean Legacy and DVD resume? very similar to Dar and
I would imagine so.
almost the exact same, if not less. Like 2 matches, maybe. But anyways, should be a fun match that we're getting. And yeah, I don't understand the whole resume thing. And Dar and Romero have been really fun, but apparently there's some other story for them that's coming. Maybe, I don't know. You saw highlights from this, I know. Mason Rook and your boy Jackson Drake. Really good match.
I saw, a lot of crazy clips from Drake.
Really good match. I told you, except Booker T literally takes a phone call in the middle of the match, and it's Cam Hendricks, and it's a video call. And even Vic Joseph has to, he mentions like, what, Booker, you have your phone like patched into the production truck? Because you hear his phone ring, he answers it, it comes up on the screen. Again, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't feel like a serious product when something like that happens. Anyways, Lockwood distracts the referee. Smokes goes into the ring. Rook tosses him onto Baylor on the floor. As Rook's distracted, Drake hits a backstabber, covers, while Micah is almost late getting there, but she does get there and holds on to Rook's foot for the pinfall. 12-minute match. I thought they worked really well together. Drake was kind of like less sneaky and conniving and got to showcase more wrestling in this.
The moonsault foot stomp thing was pretty
crazy. The springboard backflipping double stomp looked awesome.
Moon stomp, I guess.
He hit a poison Rana to Rook that looked really good. I thought this was really entertaining, and they both look like they have bright futures. And again, like Rook just having that different build and just being able to work a really fast pace despite being 300 pounds, I still think is cool. Drake gets a good win. Rook's protected because there was cheating involved in the finish. And they could run this back and I'd be fine with it. And it looks like that's what's going to happen because Rook takes out Smokes and Baylor after the match and then stares down Drake. Mm-hmm. So I think maybe he might need a match where a cage would make sense to build to keep the others out kind of deal. But I'm here for it. This is where Callie Armstrong's complaining about stuff, and Robert Stone tells her, actions speak louder than words. So that's your authority.
Cue to beat people up, steal things.
Right. Your authority figure is literally saying, hey, I need you to go out and assault people to get what you want. And this is where the light bulb went off.
Or is he saying, I guess, that could also apply to winning matches, I guess, his actions.
I guess, but she's being basically like your Keanu Carver woman version.
Yes.
Is basically how she's being positioned, which kind of makes sense because she is a very imposing physique. Like she is a presence for sure.
They're the same.
And yes. So EK Prosper does face Keanu Carver and actually picks up another win. I don't know if it's just because that was the story they were going with anyways, or it's like, oh crap, we have to put them in a match because Vikingo's out, so let's just have the same result, right?
Yeah.
This time it was Tank coming down, shoved Carver through the barricade. I had forgotten. Carver attacked Hank at Great American Bash, so this was Tank getting his revenge.
Oh, okay. I did see him get involved. I just wasn't sure why.
Carver can barely beat the 10 count, gets in, runs into a Shining Wizard and a moonsault, and Prosper picks up the win in 10 minutes. Felt similar, obviously, to their match, what was it, last week, I think, which isn't a bad thing. It's a really simple formula, right? Intimidating monster, high-flying babyface, it works. And it sort of hides the limitations of Carver a bit, I think. He can just sort of slowly hit big stuff and then take a bunch of little things. Natty's kind of a jerk to her faction, and Stone gives her a title shot next week against Kendall Gregg. Forget the details, but she's kind of like...
Her actions were being a jerk, and that spoke louder than words, so she got a title
That's right. She's like taking credit for them or whatever, right? Jada Parker beat Carmen Petrovich, who still exists and is part of... So now, actually, Natty's... what do I want? Entourage is Nikita Lyons, Carmen Petrovich, and one more. Do you know who the new one is?
Layla Diggs.
Correct, Layla Diggs. So Hypnotic, Mile High for the win. Really standard match. Petrovich is just kind of like gatekeeper to get that shot at Natty. So this is where it hit me too. Natty reminds me of Jericho at this point. She gets involved in these things.
It doesn't really help anyone.
She's reinvented as Natty. She gets in these lengthy things that don't, like, they're the most transparent feuds ever, and no one really gains anything from it. So it kind of feels like she's Jericho at this point. But anyways, Nico Vance thinks the culling is better off without Paxi and Spears. Hill doesn't like that he is saying disparaging things about his buddy Tatum Paxley, and of course I think we're gonna get a Nico Vance Shiloh Hill match because
that's what we need.
Like, it feels like they split the culling with absolutely zero idea of what to do with
something,
them.
I guess.
And Spears, I'm wondering if we'll ever see him again, to be honest. Like, he's
Ty
just
Dellinger.
because what could he possibly do? I guess. Bourne and Heights are kind of okay now, so they had a very disappointing match. I kind of wanted to see it, and it was pretty bland. Like,
I mean,
and I think
they're not that interesting.
They're not, right? And I was just kind of hoping, but their match was not. It didn't feel personal the way it was supposed to, you know? Anyways, Hank and Tank fight together like brothers and stick together no matter what. No matter what happens, they get past it. Bourne says he's been trying to tell Heights this the whole time, and then he walks away, and I don't know where this is going, and I don't know why it seems to be continuing, and kind of out on both of them.
We're going to like tag team them again,
right? Like, they're fine in ring, but there's nothing to latch onto. Tony D speaking of nothing to latch onto. My God, this guy is your champion, and I think that's part of my I complain about the men's division being weak. Like, this is your champion.
And then you look at AEW.
So he beat Naraku with one eye and is moving on from him. He's the master of his fate, and no one in the locker room can take the title from him.
Master of his fate.
He is one of the most bland champions I can remember. He has not said or done one memorable thing other than the fireball, which wasn't him, right? That since he won the title, the men's division in general is boring on this show, and having this guy as your champion is part of the problem. Kendall Gray is making her way to the ring for the main event. She passes Tony and fist bumps him, and Naraku attacks Tony with a chair. I think the first shot came while Tony's out of view, so I think the belief is supposed to be the first chair shot we didn't see hit him in the face. Then we get to see one in the back, and Naraku leaves. So why? Obviously, we're not done with Naraku, and I told you Joe Negron is saying that the MFTs are coming down. To the ones that got fired.
They were in Japan?
The ones that got fired are coming to be his heavies or whatever.
So, why? Because they were in Japan?
I guess so.
Did they even affiliate other than House of Torture being loosely in Bullet Club?
And they're useless on main roster, so I guess give them something to do. But he lost clean in what did you say, a 10-minute match? So what? They should be done and moving on from this guy. He failed miserably. But anyway, to a guy with one eye as well. Not even to him at full strength. You lost
a one-eyed man.
Yeah, a newly blind and one-eye guy beat you clean in 10 minutes on the opener.
Ospreay struggled infinitely more to beat a full power Swerve. Swerve struggled more with.
So maybe not a rematch, but we're getting it. Main event, Kalani Jordan beat Tatum Paxley 12 minutes, right? Because their main events are always 12 to 14 minutes. One with an angle slam and one-of-a-kind moonsault. Kendall Gray was on commentary. Don't remember anything memorable. But Callie Armstrong did come down and absolutely just smashed her at ringside. So that was Robert Stone. Thanks, Robert Stone. You're getting your brand new champion that you're face of the company.
Hurt.
Just get her hurt.
Because,
the match had a good pace. I liked it overall, but there were some blemishes for sure. Commentary got caught in that awkward position of it. They didn't get all of it, but it was something along those lines. So there's a couple times where there was moments of sloppiness they tried to sort of paper over. Speaking of paper over, what match was it? It was the Tony D opening match against Naraku. They went through the cardboard wall in had to be in the first 90 seconds. Immediately through that wall. And you could actually see.
You only have so much time.
And I don't know if I've never noticed it before, but the way the camera angle ended up, you could see it's a really long hallway that they've just covered with cardboard to smash through regularly. But anyways.
Regularly is very true.
Having Kalani go after Kendall Gray, which I assume is what's happening next, right? Makes a lot of sense. Should lead to a good match. And then after the match, we get a debut. An unnamed woman. They literally didn't name her.
I did see her name
Nikki
somewhere.
Blackheart.
That
is what her indie name or whatever was. So she comes out, kills Tatum Paxley with a torture rack. I told you. So she gets her in the torture rack and tries to kind of jump or with
do
it
the Lex Luger thing. Yeah.
And her legs buckle and she almost drops her at the first one, recovers, does it, and then she's done and comes facing the hard cam, climbs through the ropes, and you can see somebody's you're not done, you need to go, and then she has to retreat back into the ring and then stand there and scowl to go off the air. So not the best debut. I mean, I'm cool for somebody new, and the women's division is good. We're told that it just got stronger as she's sort of scowling at the camera. So we'll see where that goes. An okay episode. The Drake Rook match was for sure the highlight in ring of the show. Good stuff from them. And I think that's all I got, sir. You're done? I'm done?
I believe so.
Let's get out of here. It is the end of episode 311. We'll be back next week. We'll talk about AEW, NXT again, whatever else happens to come up. Nothing, no PLEs or anything to discuss. No pay-per-views, nothing major. So it'll just be the usual stuff. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you back here next weekend. And until then, everybody, take care.